How we doing? Shazam. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to All Bricks Count, where we unbox air compressors. Shazam! Oh, I could barely hear you. Try that again.
I didn't check the microphone. Can you hear me
Oh,
better?
I can hear you pretty good now.
There you go. Ooh, a compressor. Look at that. I'm sure that's not what's in the box.
I'm sure too. At least I saw a photo of what was going in it before he sent it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's taking up a bit more space than I thought it would, killing my lighting. Despite all the lights I have, you fill a room and you can kill just about any lighting. Hi Eileen, how you doing? I don't know about you, but it is brutal in Toronto. The humidity is killing us. I mean, temperature is warm enough, but it's like the moisture in the air, like we're just dying. Got the ACs on, got the fans going, and we're still sweating balls.
You guys got the city heat.
Something.
Yeah, we had wind today in KW, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, it's actually it was pretty windy in Toronto too.
You got that heat that's in the concrete.
I had chocolate ice cream. I got it all over my hands. I didn't realize it. Oh my god! And look, literally just used the sweat from my bottle. That's how much humidity is around right now.
That's all you need.
It's incredible. I took the bottle out of the fridge because it's cold water, and it's like, oh my goodness. But that's the thing. We go for like Baskin Robbins when it's this warm and humid, and it's like it's the only way to cool off because, of course, they got great air conditioning too. Not like the shoddy stuff we got here in my place. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Kevin. How you guys doing? Hey, Kevin. Yeah, you made it home early, eh? Awesome. So yeah, this is actually a total non-Lego episode because none of my Legos showed up. And I kind of knew it wouldn't. It's just the way it was panning out this week. And I stayed up to midnight the other night to see was it worth it for me to try and buy anything on the first. And it's like nothing that I gave a crap about. No gift with purchases I didn't already have. No discounts I gave a crap about. You know what's funny? Lego's got the Queer Eye set for 40% off. The set has never been out of stock on Lego.com. And they're discounting at 40% and they still can't clear it out.
Nobody wants it.
No one wants it. It's like, yeah, I don't know if it's an idea set or if it's an icon set. It really doesn't matter. No one wants it. Just funny how it goes. I mean, it's okay for what it is, a handful of figures, build a little TV set, but Lego's trying to be woke by including certain themes and certain ideas, and it's okay, whatever. There's a market for it, just not enough to warrant selling that set out. Just not happening. I got Rocky Road ice cream still in my hands. I'm looking at my phone. It's like, God damn. So, what have I got today? Hey, Johnny G. White Mason Brick Battle Tap. I don't have a clue what you're talking about, buddy. Not a clue. But I will show you some cool stuff. So yeah, definitely it turned out to be a non-Lego episode. I thought I would get some stuff. Didn't happen. And I did have to pre-check these. I've been getting so much stuff from China lately that I can't just... Oh, the Queer Eye set. Sorry. Yes, you're right. I get it now.
Is that all it's good for?
I don't actually follow the show, but yeah, I got what he's saying now. But yeah, I got so much stuff coming in from China now that when it comes in, I don't just automatically know what it is. And the worst part is, so much of this stuff doesn't have a manual or a box, or if it has a manual, it doesn't have a nice display box. So it's like, oh, I got to figure out what it is and get pictures and stuff. And so the first one, I did look this up, and it's another mock blocks. Now, some have been great and some have been horrible. I don't know if you followed the one I built the last two sessions I was building. I was building the Bantha, the Tusken Raider Bantha set. It's a Star Wars mock. And I think it's pretty clear that whatever Chinese company packed it in one of these bags lifted someone's design, because a lot of mocks are not great to build. Like, they look great when they're done. They don't go together well. There's a lot of cheating techniques that are okay when you build something for you and you put it on your desk and you never move it. But as soon as you touch it, it falls apart. Shazam! How you doing, Lawrence? Oh, there's definitely some nice, unique stuff, which is why I keep trying and I keep rolling the dice. It's cheap enough that I can experiment and not feel too bothered by it. And I still usually end up with decent results. It's just frustrating because it's, learning experiences. It's, learning how to dance in the fire and get stuff done. It's like, how am I going to fix something? I literally had to figure out how to build a head for this creature I was building last night. I wonder if I can pull it out. Watch me break it. Like, so this guy, I mean, it looks wicked, right? But, and it's unique for sure, but the head is 50% my mock now. I take full credit for it because the design, if you build it the way they intended, there was so much magical pieces like floating and you can't possibly connect stuff. It was impossible to build it. So I ended up cheating to come up with something that looked half decent, and since it's not a Lego set, no one will know the difference, right? And it was great. It got my creative juices flowing because I had to work with the limits of the set. I ended up putting about a half dozen Lego pieces in there, but actually on my first session, it exploded in my hands. And I was about to fix it before it exploded, and then that last little thing, I pushed it like, again, not Lego. Not that Lego's perfect. I've had similar experiences with Lego, but usually it's not so bad. They play test their stuff. This, to me, it was very clear. Either the guy who originally designed it or the Chinese company, whatever, they didn't play test it. They didn't actually build the digital design, because if they did, they wouldn't have released it. Just no way. You figure I've built over 900 sets so far. I'm not a novice, I've worked my way around a lot of problems building, and that was horrible. When I probably will do a little review on it, and no one will want to buy it unless they're brave. Because I pulled out my hair for 2 hours trying to fix that head. But yeah, so mock blocks bag, and what I like about these guys is that yes, it's PDF instructions, so you'll get like a code card, but it's not boxed. Like, it's leaning towards what's probably better environmentally. Bags are recyclable, and let's see, getting that down. These aren't numbered in any particular way. They are numbered, but they don't necessarily help you with the instructions. But I'm pretty sure you won't have a clue what these pieces will produce. But I'll just yank them out and I'll show you a picture of what it will make. And I'll explain why I grabbed it. Where is my pictures? That is what it will produce. A Nintendo Switch looking mock. And I figured since I got the NES Lego set floating around, and I got the Atari, I think the last new bricks, or the one before, you know, this is supposed to be close to a full size build. So I figured, hey, why not? Looks kind of cool, cheap. Let's give it a try. So that is what this set is going to build. So I'm looking forward to that. Unfortunately, it kills my other overlay. There we go. So I've got that going for me. I'm going to put that back in the bag. I'm actually, it's funny. I used to be at a point where it didn't come in so fast that I could just build it within a week of getting stuff, but now I've got actually a backlog of the Chinese stuff, so it's become its own headache. So yeah, I went online, made sure I had the manual. That's how I actually got that picture to show you guys. And the bricks look like just about every other one that's coming out these days, but I won't know what the clutch is like until I actually try building with it. That Bantha set, which was a mock blocks, the brick quality was sketchy because it's very clear they sourced the bricks from a number of different sources. Color was fine, but clutch is just all over the place. So I'll cut that. Then I got this bad boy. Which I'm going to have to reuse that bag. Another one that came, actually, it took about 2 weeks from China. Generic bag with a like a barcode on it. You scan that barcode, it gives you a direct link to the PDF manual, and then if you're smart, you download it because you don't want to have to keep connecting to their website. I don't know about you, but I'm not fond of connecting to Chinese websites. And again, lots of great bags of parts, full size Lego like bricks, not micro or mini or diamond. And this one, I'm really psyched about. Watch this. Shazam. General Grievous in scale with all the Star Wars helmet sets. Except this one will be taller, bigger. So that should be an interesting build. And then it almost doesn't look like there's enough. Ooh, wow. Okay. That's the first bag with a hole in it. I will have to keep an eye on that. I mean, it almost doesn't look like there's enough white pieces, but we will see. Hopefully I don't have to supplement. Let's see, is there any... No, the master bag is falling. Okay, I better be careful with that. That's the first time I've seen that, where there's a hole in the bag. It wasn't in the exterior bag. But I'm a big fan of a lot of the helmets I've built, and this will be the first, maybe the second non-Lego one. I see a lot of mocks done in the helmet scale. There's so many options out there other than what Lego's producing. Have you built any of those helmets, or are you just mostly into the Mega?
For me,
Yeah.
I got none of that Lego helmet stuff, but I see them all and they're amazing to have done.
Some of them for sure.
They look really good.
It's funny, some of the more popular characters were ones I was actually not as fond of after I built them. Like, I'm a big Boba Fett fan. Didn't like the Boba Fett one so much.
Didn't look as great, eh?
No. I appreciate the fact they're trying to keep to a certain scale. That's great. Um, but beyond that, it's like, oh, guys, some of them are winners, some of them are not. It was interesting to see that they produced a different Vader than the limited edition one that I got from the SDCC like 3 or 4 years ago. Um, when they had promised they would release that SDCC one, and they didn't to the wider community, which still pisses off people. Hey, Big Nate, Shazam. Actually, yeah, Big Nate's into this stuff. He can appreciate this. Wow, that bottle's sweating so much. It's leaving water spots on the desk. I gotta put this somewhere. Now I'm gonna run out of room. So, oh, I have bitten off more than I can chew. Let's see. Is it easiest to open up? I don't want to accidentally expose that. I don't usually cross out addresses and stuff, but sometimes I accidentally expose myself. There we go. So this is a set that I was trying to get 2 months ago from the same guy. He had posted to a bunch of the Facebook groups, including my group. But it was part of a bigger lot. I didn't want the big lot, although I considered it because even the big lot was a good deal. And then some of my friends wanted some of the sets, and then I wanted some of the sets, and then there was some negotiation back and forth. Not with the seller, but me and my buddies figuring, okay, if we go in on it together, he's closer. He could get the set, then ship me the ones I want, blah, blah, blah. Nice. And then I didn't pay attention to it after that because I'm kind of an impulse buyer. If I don't get what I want right away, it kind of fizzles, right? My interest passes. And then it popped back up. I guess after people had cherry picked the smaller stuff, the cheaper stuff. Well, it came back up. And when I saw it, talked to him, he gave me a fair deal, very fair price. And even the shipping was great. And he showed me, hey, I've even got a shipping box for you. And it's like, awesome. He was willing to give me half a day to get my act together money-wise. Oh, my goodness. I got to be so careful here.
Oh, is that the Technodrome?
Yeah.
I just tell by the colors. Nice.
Yeah. And I didn't pre-inspect this or nothing. I mean, it's more or less the right weight. Everything I saw in his photography looked good, so I don't even know. Is that the front? No,
that's the back.
Is that the back?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It almost feels overfilled, but this thing has been bouncing around.
This is the only set that Splinter came in.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only way you could get a Splinter.
Wow. See, now...
So he'll still be a hot topic or a hot commodity.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to be a great build because this is during... well, no, this is during the bad years.
You want to know that? Yeah. You will get a disdain for those panels, apparently, from people's reviews.
I mean, if this is before 2015, which I suspect it is, let me see. Well, it says 2016, but we know Mega slips by a year frequently.
You know what? Most of the builds that people have done, they stay together really well. It's just the tediousness of building a dome, right? Like a ball.
Yeah.
So those panels.
Well, I built
right.
I built the UCS Death Star sets, and there's one of them that's kind of like that. But hey, I'm so good deal. huge set. I mean, like almost 3,000 pieces.
Did you get it? Did you get under the piece count, like under 300? That was a good deal.
Oh God, yeah,
Okay.
dude, including shipping and everything. No. As far as I'm concerned, I come out smiling on this, and he was looking to walk away from all his collecting.
Oh
So
wow.
from what I could tell, like it took him 2 months to get rid of. He had everything, which and it's. I feel kind of sad that I didn't jump on the initial deal because it would have been nice to walk in and out and get everything. And I still would like to get the van, but
Oh, those are easy. You can get those.
yeah,
I'm
and I've
sure.
seen that, and they're
I
not
might even have
terribly
doubles.
priced.
Yeah, those aren't too hard. So you
Oh,
got the two
I'm sorry,
versions,
Mama
right?
Lego. This is Dan, and I meant to. There we go.
Oh,
My
you left
bad.
my name off. That's
Yeah, I don't even notice I do that sometimes, but there we go.
yeah.
She
I can't
reminds me
remember.
I'm a poor host.
That's right. I can't remember when I picked up this Technodrome. I'm not sure if it was still Toys R Us days when it was still around in the States. I'm trying to remember how I got mine.
I
Hmm.
kid you not. This is my fourth attempt to try
Really?
and get one of these. Yeah. And either I've missed out, or there was a bidding war, or just whatever. One or two situations where something was sketchy, but everything I'm seeing here, this thing just looks really good.
Yeah, Mega did quality on these signature sets. That's for
Yeah.
sure. They all turned out really well, especially when you look at if you open it, you'll get the instruction booklet, the novel that they all
Mhm.
are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2016, so that would have been in and around what else was released?
I actually have not opened any of the signature sets yet. That's
Ooh,
how bad I am. Not a single one yet.
not one, eh?
Fully intend
You'll
to.
see. Yeah, you'll see.
And since we're talking about signature sets,
That better not be another one sitting in that mega box. Is that going to turn out to be a purple box? Ah,
well, it's not like you haven't gotten some cool stuff lately.
oh, if I could show you the things I got, yeah,
Because
I can't
and I
complain.
will
You got
actually, I will open this actually because I do want to see it. Um, but I don't have the love for this that I have for Grayskull. Not at all. This
you
one
gave it
is
away already.
almost yes, yeah.
Well, it'll be the
Well,
new box, right?
I know you know what
So
it is.
here's the problem. That's the new box. So I'm eager to see what that new Mega logo looks like and all that they've tried to
This
change
one
to
is
it.
probably, I think, my first purple logo set. If that is the one
That's
that's in
probably the
question.
one first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else has really changed yet, even though they've done it online on the advertising.
I saw. So I was in Toys R Us yesterday, and I saw a bunch of the sets on the shelves now with purple
They have it.
logos.
What was it? Pokemon and the rest?
Pokemon, and I saw two small Halo sets.
Oh, they did have the Halos now. Okay.
Yeah, which are the re-released Infinity sets, from what I
Oh,
can tell.
yeah. It's not the new ones. Not the new. Yeah.
No, oh yeah, I see purple. Oh man, it's just so. Oh,
Let's see. Let's see what this thing looks. This bad boy. So
now
did you
I'm
get
hope.
it? Did you buy it from Metal Creations direct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look at
could.
that logo.
I could
Oh,
have waited. I absolutely could have waited. Um, I just want it and done, and it's not a big deal for me, so it's okay.
because I can't believe what the price will be Canadian when this thing releases. There's no way it's going to be a four
This
hundred
is what's
dollars plus set.
surprising. It's not been bad to order from Mattel Creations. It
No,
really
I got
hasn't.
the
It's
other
been
little
very
set. Yeah,
favorable. The shipping and exchange
they
has
don't
been.
change. Yeah, they don't charge you duty. They don't charge you tax. So kinda evens out.
Yeah.
But
They're using a good forwarding service, whatever they're doing, that gets it up
the
here.
landmark, yeah, they do that
Yeah.
specialized. But I think they have their own warehouse in Burlington that they're
Yes.
doing this from.
Oh, look how beautiful that is!
Yeah,
Wow.
that's gorgeous.
I'm
There's
like
only
I
a
said.
couple people built this thing already, but look at that. Now
That is just
a question I have and a few people online have had, if this purple matches the Monster High theme from years back. Have you seen that? The little oversized.
the Monster High
It was the girly
brick
kind of
sets. The girls. Yeah.
virtual. So that was like a speckled black and purple So I don't know if this is solid purple, but people are wondering if it would match up. I don't have any of that available to check.
So, yeah, the Monster High was kind of more like the classic marbled, speckled.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you said,
The
speckled
swirl
stuff.
and some swirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So it'll be interesting to see if this is just plain purple.
if I'm looking at the photography, and if it's true to the photography, it looks like it's solid.
Yeah.
I just don't have the love of this,
For the Grayskull.
compared to Grayskull.
That old
Um,
packaging for the Grayskull one, you should put it side by side. It would blow this one out of the water for sure. And the new packaging will not look as nice if it's just kind of like
yeah,
no background,
I
right?
like the glossy box. Like they definitely did a nice job on the box, but what have we got here figure wise?
Yeah, somebody confirmed the colors don't match. So the big Nate there.
Dragon, Blaster, Skeletor. Oh, geez, they've even gone so far to even come up with the same old gimmicks, right?
Well, there's two new figures in this set. The Spider guy, I forget Webster, what's his name there, and then the
Screech. What's this? Screech? I don't know who the hell that is. Trapjaw's in it, Evelyn, Ram Man,
yeah,
Web
Rayman
Store. Oh, the
Webster.
spider looking one.
Yeah.
Thunder Punch He Man. Tell you, you know what? The figures, I tell you, you can definitely tell they take a lot of effort with the box and the photography and Photoshop. As good as their figures look, they never look as good as what
No,
I'm seeing here. Like that is so clean and
yeah,
sharp
no.
looking. Like,
We
and the
wish.
paint is perfect. Yeah, I wish it just doesn't look that good. I mean, you can't. You know what? You take any two figures and put them side by side, and it's just not there. 60 centimeters wide.
Well, the one good thing about all the mega figs in the last
When opened up.
5 years plus is just the better quality, right? You're not looking at the older kind of stubby looking ones. And the
Yeah.
plastic's way better too, right? But they've gone gummy some years, or they're too gummy.
You know what? I mean, that's a big issue for anyone who collects minifigures.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are into like LJNs and stuff from whatever, like the wrestling figures from like the 80s or 90s, whatever. And between, let's see, you got a couple problems. There's what they call paint disease, where you can see little spots that come through the paint. I don't know if it's lead or something else, but it's coming through horribly. So they got that working against them. Then you've got like the gumminess that you're talking about, where everything just like gets super soft and nasty. But yeah, there's just a bunch of issues when you collect old toys, and if you leave them in the packages, sometimes it works against you. Some of these toys want to be let out to breathe, because the toys are degassing in that package.
Oh yeah,
and it's like,
you wonder the antique guys, the 80s, the stuff that we have from the 80s, because I've got a bunch that were done, and it literally like bromine is a problem with these old toys because it was part of the process of making it, and some things just go to crap.
So what's the effect of that chemical?
That's the one where it turns white plastic yellow. Literally from
so
nothing,
like,
and it's just
right,
light,
my old Luke Skywalker
oxygen and light
figure.
Yeah. So they you can return them to brightness using hydrogen peroxide and UV light, which I've done successfully on those.
Yeah, I've done that with Lego. I've done that with Kenner plastic for like the Falcon, the TIE Fighter.
It's really good to see that
the X-Wing.
Yeah.
It's
so
nice.
You see those guys.
But I'm still concerned long term. Doing that will do. But
well, is it Lego that's going the biodegradable block
slowly? I love it. They're doing it as slow as possible.
Of course.
They literally did it with the green plants and some other greenery stuff that's already a soft material as opposed to ABS plastic. So you're already taking elements that were not rigid ABS, and you're going to make it this other material based on corn or whatever, and that'll have a somewhat more biodegradable future compared to the current bricks that we've been enjoying for 40 years, 50 years, with the current formulations that have really only changed 3 times in that time. And they're dragging their feet and doing it so slow, when it could almost be an overnight thing. Literally just, hey, manufacturing will go that route. in the next 12 months.
But
They just
what are
haven't
they
done it.
waiting for? They waiting to see how long they'll actually last or degrade on your shelf?
I
Because you
But
wonder,
here's the
right?
thing. So they've had the extras pack, which you could buy separately, 5, 10 bucks Canadian, whatever it is. And I think the elements are slowly trickling into actual sets, but it's still only a handful of the softer elements. They're not doing it by and large to the bricks and the plates and the tiles or the technic parts where you're going to want some of that rigidity and stuff. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but it seems like they've still got like a 15-year plan to convert over. You're the biggest toy company in the world. You're making more money than all of them put together at this point. What's the holdup? What's the holdup? You already have mass control, or on all the ABS bead manufacturers on the planet. They will supply Lego before they will supply anyone else, pretty much. What's the holdup? I don't know. I
Is it
mean,
just cheaper? Is it just cheaper to go the ABS, or is it doesn't matter? Well, they're just gonna
in the
wear that.
volumes they're going to do anything, the
Yeah.
costs are negligible. I watched people have this argument with me when I had the those bendable minifigures when I put them up there on a few videos, which by the way, some of my best videos in years. And it'll cost Lego too much to make a bendable minifigure, to make molds. Oh, it'll cost them too much to make molds. And I'm just sitting there like face palming every time Lego makes a new element. Right, the land speeder, wherever I've got it, the land speeder behind me, they made a new windscreen. Right, every time they make a new element, it's a new mold. So it's not like it's a new cost. This is just the cost of them doing business. But once they make the mold, that cost is largely gone and it's mitigated through volume production.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to do it for something that's going to be probably never reproduced in a big way again. So they made, 50,000, 100,000 of these pieces. I don't know how much how many more times we're going to see that same windscreen used. But they made a mold for it. So we know they're willing to do it. So imagine making molds for the handful of pieces necessary to make the minifigures bendable. That's good. That would be something that they could roll out en masse through everything. That cost per piece disappears. It's gone in volume in the way Lego does everything. Because if you ever watch any of those videos where they make the parts, they get dumped into totes, robots put them on shelves until they're needed. Lego totally has mitigated all their costs. Their big costs is the chemicals for the ABS beads, which they've got down to contracts. They know what they're doing year after year, and the production of the molds. They know what they're doing there. So any argument anyone has about the costs, they're full of crap. Lego has figured out how to mitigate all their costs. They're fine. And this is the other thing that kills me. Oh, Lego can't do it. It's too expensive. This Chinese guy who pumps out 10,000 of them, he did it. You tell me Lego can't do it? Come on.
No.
What kind of argument? The Chinese guy did it.
They probably have internal, what do you call it, red tape like crazy just to get something new off the ground. What was that one that they did, the Osprey, that made it all the way to production and then somebody decided, nope, not going to sell it? Even though it's already in retailers' hands?
But that's a funny argument because it's like, okay, you've got, you would
Like,
think in
how
that
many?
organization they've got internal checks and measures. Who and how many different levels of people didn't do their job that they did the research? Remember, this is not just a handshake deal.
No.
This is working in tandem with it was
licensed, right?
Boeing?
Yeah, licensed.
So it's not like this is just, we're going to make a set and put a name on it. It's like, no, we're working intimately with them over 18 months. Photography, going back and forth, making sure stuff's
packaging,
accurate.
Reviews, everything.
And then we get to a point where we have it produced, released into a couple markets already, and then we pull it back. Like, really? Come on. No, someone had to lose their job on that.
But that just shows you that there's something else going on there in that company, that not everybody's talking to each other, or on the same.
It could be they're too big for their own good now. Mm-hmm. It could just be too big, or maybe they're just too spread out now and diversified that this department really doesn't talk to that department.
Maybe some manager came back from extended leave and just said, "Hey, wait a minute, this is not what we do," and off they went on a tangent.
Maybe someone went into business for himself and goes, you know what? I'm going to change the culture of Lego, and we're going to start making we're gonna sneak the war stuff in a little bit slowly.
It's so dumb, yeah. But that even the argument was flawed for that. It's like, oh, it's not a war or it was a war thing, and I'm like, it's a search and rescue. Take it easy. But they'll do all the other stuff in there that's violent related, right? So
I tried desperately to get that set. All my connections in Australia and New Zealand, I played every card I could. I was throwing credit cards around. I was making deals, anything I could to
well,
get one. I was willing to buy five.
oh
Oh no, because I know a
yeah,
set that's not going to be widely released.
yeah, that's rare as hell now. That's got a
That
story behind it. Yeah,
yeah, and here's the beautiful thing: so many people have opened it, have built it.
yeah,
That just made it all the better for those who haven't sealed.
yeah.
And I love to know how many went back to Lego for destruction.
Oh, you
Because
can imagine. You can imagine a lot of people just went, no, it's gonna stay right in the back room, right over here,
yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
hiding them. They'll pop
What do you
out.
mean? This
Oh,
is? I could just see it. Like if this was coming through my warehouse and my DC, it's like I got to send this where.
you're
I'd be
like,
making
no.
every deal I could. My boss, come on, please, but
It's like,
come on.
oops, it made it in the
Let's
garbage
make.
can over there.
Yeah. Oh, it's dented. This can't go back now. Something.
Yeah,
Like we
right.
got to be able to make a deal here somewhere.
What's funny is that all that stuff that Walmart liquidated clearance wise, that sent back to the manufacturer, it just ended up in the local liquidation hubs. Literally, I'm just like, it's the same stuff. So this is all BS. Oh yeah, back to the
Well, I
manufacturer.
work for the big W, so it's like sometimes I see the stuff and it's like stuff that we'll send upstream. It's like, and then I see it when I go to auctions. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that was supposed to leave the country. I know.
Oh, really? I can imagine.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what these
Did
are.
you open one yet? I
Well,
thought you opened one. No?
I had before,
So you got
right?
three more?
Actually, I got more. And I'm trying not to be an asshole. This is the one I got before.
That's the one you had, yeah.
Yeah.
So that
And
was your Mattel Creations order right there. The three.
the first one.
3-in-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a good little set. Are you gonna build that one? You're gonna make it.
One of these is going to get built, but you know what? I'm curious. This one, and not that they're all beat up, but it's like
The most squished.
yeah,
That
I
one
mean,
you can see the corner where something fell on it.
it's something else, you know. And it's like,
There's your
fortunately,
display box.
none of these were expensive.
No, $30 is nothing. What if you want?
Yeah.
This I was talking to a friend about this. This set is still kicking around because it's not as like playable. Doesn't have enough pieces. If you remember the Battle Bones set,
Yeah.
you got 4 figures. That big ass. Sorry, the big
I'm looking
Battle
for
Bones
it
itself.
now,
It was
and I
way
don't know
more
where I got it.
value wise, right? Value wise, it was way better than this little set. 2 figures and a little mini Grayskull.
Well,
That's
that flocked Moss Man.
it.
Yeah.
And
And
your
the
little
fact that they were dumb enough to put the figure where people could rub it,
touch it, yeah.
because you know, for some people, they can't resist it,
Oh,
and
you
that will
can't.
let them wear it.
But apparently, people are still getting them, like, even though they are crazy online prices. You can still get them relatively good priced, under 200 maybe or something like that. 300 depends on your seller, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're still around.
I flipped two. I kind of regret flipping two because I think I should have kept them longer. I have three.
Well, they went as high
I have
as
two for sure.
they went
I
as
have,
high as
I think,
4 or 5, and then dropped back down. Obviously, with the market just kind of meh. People
Yeah.
wanted shifting priorities on that. Yeah, if you ever going to get rid of one, keep me in mind. I'd like to actually build one.
Yeah, I was supposed to get something that I thought for sure was going to. I won't mention it.
No. Keep
and
the
and
price
you
out
got
there.
these, right?
Oh yeah, those
I
are
saw
good. Those
that.
are easy to get.
So I tell you though, that haul that you got, it's like, oh my.
How do I show you? Can I throw a picture up here? Is there any way to do
Please,
that?
yeah,
I don't know how to
yeah.
do that, but yeah, that was a local.
For you.
That
It's
was even
share
worse.
screen.
That was a crazy situation. It had months back that I touched base with this guy, local, like 10 minutes away, local, and he just had him sitting in his closet, and I knew these kind of things exist out there, where these guys or moms or kids or just have these sitting in their closet, and literally, it's still original tape, no dents. Like, you would love to see this thing in person because it's just pristine condition.
I gotta see how bad this one is. So I'm
Do
gonna
it.
crack
Do
this
it.
open.
I'm gonna see if I can throw that picture up.
You know.
All right, let's see here.
And then maybe this becomes the builder because the other one's in super awesome shape. It just doesn't have
Well, that'll be your mint
box,
and that'll be your mint box, right?
something. Yeah.
Open.
See,
Those crate boxes don't mean anything anyway,
yeah,
right?
and
It's the inside that matters. I bet you'll have a crease across the top front
think
face
so.
there. Well,
Okay,
it
so
depends if it's a
that I didn't
backer.
know. So the bubble packaging is part of what they ship. Okay,
Oh, you might be in
so
good shape. Yeah, those
yeah,
cardboard are thick. And it's not like the paper thin stuff.
that's a good sign right there. But I'll actually,
You might be in good shape.
yeah,
It'll just be the face part
because
of
when I
that box.
when the guy was delivering them, and like I said, there's three and there's a bunch more, and it's like, oh, they did them all loose. Like, why wouldn't you put them?
Yeah, yeah. That's the shipping container version of it. I know I have three of those on my front first the step. And I was like, what? Like that? It's like throw them together.
And it was a rainy day,
Oh
and my
no.
daughter helped me with some of these. Like, she received some of them, and I go, you know, um, these aren't bad. The other ones you could see like there's a bit of water damage, just
Just on
enough
the
that I
outside.
could, yeah,
That cardboard doesn't like it. They'll separate that waffle board.
yeah.
How's it look?
Oh, this is
On the
beautiful, dude.
didn't get it. Perfect.
No, no, that thing's
And it
beautiful.
is a sturdy box, right?
Yeah,
They use that
and
hard.
it's yeah. I mean, this is Apple box kind of stuff, Apple
Yeah,
iPhone kind of
yeah.
stuff, and
The board. It's
the
like hard
magnets
board.
are like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I haven't.
actually, this is probably better.
So good. Look at that. It's such a cute little thing. You know what's funny is I don't know if anybody is in who likes like you like the Grayskull better. All those point dread sets that went full on clearance for dirt cheap.
Yeah,
I don't know if people realize that brick, that's your extensions to Grayskull. All that
yeah,
green brick you can just add to your Grayskull and build the back of it and have a big full version if you wanted to. Because I know some people are trying to see if they'll release more and whatnot, but they were so cheap to get. They were normally what, $60 a set when they came
yeah.
out retail, $59.99. But then they went down to $20, if not less, right?
Well, see, what I do like is watching them re-release sets. I
Yeah,
know it pisses off the collectors and flippers,
with the new
and
box. Yeah.
and I do make money. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a builder first, and
Mhm.
people will now get to build Grayskull. Not that there was a hard time getting it before, but now that it's been re-released with new packaging, it's got a longer shelf life again for the same build, same set. So they'll get to enjoy that build, and that's just another opportunity to pick it up cheap because Amazon dropped it a few times. So I have no doubt you're going to see the new package Grayskull drop. Just be patient. Use camel.ca.
Oh yeah,
Track
the price tracking, right? Yeah.
track your Amazon want list stuff.
I still you remind me of tracking that Tesla truck that has only gone up to $400 now. Oh, I
Oh
just like
yeah.
cringe.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
Toys
that's
R
right.
Us,
That was you. That was you that made me do that.
yeah.
You
Well,
made me break my own rule to not buy stuff I hate, and that is a hideous
but you
truck.
gotta
But it's
love to
like,
hate that design. It's one of those.
dude,
It's
I
ugly,
made
but you gotta
money
have
on
it,
that
right?
set before it arrived. Before it got delivered. Oh my goodness, I made money on it. Yeah. No, that
That
was
I
that was
guarantee
a
you
good
though. You know what
that
though?
was a good deal. That was a good
When
night.
when Elon's setting up his Tesla trucks on the moon as the new moon buggy truck, like that thing will be up there, right? And aren't they bringing out a set for space related? Was it Amazon's spaceship or something? What's the new set that you have projected out? It's supposed to be a spaceship.
Really?
Yeah, it's either the Amazon guy or some futuristic spaceship of some sort. I think it's the Amazon guy, like the
I hope it's
Bezos
not the Amazon one
spaceship.
because didn't his spaceship look like a dick? Like
Yeah, yeah.
literally, like
It's
it
a
did.
mushroom
Like
head. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I don't, but I forget the name of it. Somebody will know it. It's out there. I forget the name of it. Drawing a blank. But yeah, it's supposed to be a real life spaceship that they're going to bring out as a special set because I don't
oh
know,
man.
the big wigs there think it's going to be a seller, but it'll just be another set that people are like, I wonder, shouldn't I?
There was a
It'll be
TV
interesting.
show in the late '70s, Moonbase Alpha, probably before your time. Um, 2 seasons of it on TV. You could probably find it somewhere on the internet. Someone's streaming it, I'm sure. And they had a beautiful ship that's all white. Very simple design, but even by today's standard, it looks like something NASA would make. And it's like, there's a mock of it that I've been thinking of grabbing. It's between 50 and $80 depending on who sells it. It's like, oh, do I get it? Because here's one of the problems: some of these flaky Chinese companies that sell this stuff, white is not
Is
a
it a
great
brick?
color.
A brick ship? A brick
It's a brick.
set?
It's a brick set,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking
And
of the
it's
that.
so true to life, like true to the models of
Okay,
the show. Like it looks like it's almost model quality. The guy who mocked it, he did a really good job. It really looks good.
interesting.
Um,
I have to see which one that is.
Moonbase Alpha,
Moonbase
yeah.
Alpha. Because the I don't know if you ever saw the SDCC picture of Mega's space display when they did the it was like a full table. I have pictures of it somewhere on my hard drive, and it was like it was the rover, the prototype rover that they put out. It had different
Okay,
wheels, had the round space wheels instead of just regular, like truck wheels, and they had an actual rocket ship, all that nice marble swirly gray and white, that
okay.
the same one as that one. And then they had a space pod, like an actual station pod,
Oh,
on the. And so that picture was like the creators, the designers, just what they mocked up for that show.
yeah.
But to this day, if they and then they also had like a real life, like a monorail, a futuristic city in that same show.
Hmm.
They did such a great job, and it had like legit civilian figures, baby, like kids, babies, all this kind of stuff. And they just dropped the ball after that. They just didn't really, could have been just the best generic brick builds that you could just do whatever the heck you wanted with. But at some point, if I can get it, I'll get those pictures up to you and can show you. But amazing. Those space ones were just so good. Like just the rover to the actual rocket, and then to
Hmm.
the station itself. All just mega pieces that were in their bins, right? Nothing spectacular, nothing unique. Those were the days. Like that wasn't even that long ago. That would have been what, 5 years ago when that set came out? The
Yeah.
Mars rover, not even probably. So it would be interesting to see what they. Well, everybody keeps bitching at them saying,
There was a Pro
please.
Builder set I wanted that they
Which
made.
one?
It was some that Mega made. It was some sort of moon car,
The moon
something or
buggy.
other.
Yeah, the Mars
Moon
rover.
buggy.
The Mars
Is that what it?
rover. Yeah.
Is
Do I
that the
have it?
one?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me give you a second. I'll grab it for you. I'll show you. I got it right
And it
here.
was actually affordably priced, and for whatever reason, I passed a few times on it. It's like because it looked pretty cool.
All right. Sorry, I missed that. But
No, no, sorry.
you're talking about this guy.
Yeah. See, that looks pretty cool.
So here's the back. Let's see. Okay. So it's hard to tell, but it's the marbleized, the swirly gray and white
Yeah.
all together. Let's see if I can get you. But yeah, so
And it was
imagine.
still on the shelves at Toys R Us even a few months ago in some
No
locations.
way. You still
No,
have these?
seriously.
Are you
And
kidding?
I don't know why I passed it up. I could kick myself. I
How much
just
were they? Like those were. It's a 700 piece set, so I think it would have been at least $70, $80.
70 or $80, but I don't really
They
think I
still
ever
had that,
saw it
eh?
drop, or I missed every opportunity when the Mega would consistently drop in
Yeah,
price
yeah.
as they always do.
Because
And I
you
just
this is
never went to the store. And it's like
yeah.
whenever it was discounted, I was never there. I don't
That
frequent
would have been a
Toys R
good
Us
set
often.
because you can mock that up into different versions of the Moon Roser. Like it's got the little drill set, the little drill thingy, but it's the only set that has the space guys with removable helmets with an actual head underneath. So when you pop them,
Oh,
and each one is like a designated engineer, pilot, all that kind of stuff. So it's only 3, I think, in that set. But yeah, they did such a great job on that set. It's a great set. The has a suspension to it. It's got the 2 parts, the little grabby arm, the even built-in ramp for your little rover, like your little mining one to go into. And it slides into the base of the thing of the back part, trailer part.
you know what?
Really good.
Maybe I'll hit some
You,
Toys R Us
if you
locations
can
tomorrow
find
and
that
see
still,
if I
get
can
it.
get lucky.
I know. I know.
Because I don't
Up
have it.
until
I know I don't have it.
you don't have that one at all, eh? That's a good set.
I do not have that set. I know because many
Because
times I thought I had it.
the other Pro Builder set was the Viking ship. I don't know if you have that one.
No.
This guy.
Yeah. again,
Which
it's another one. I haven't been as enamored with that as I was because I do love space stuff. So for me, the rover is like, why didn't I do it? I've definitely
you'll
picked
get,
up.
it's not rare. You'll find
No,
it. That's an easy one to get. Yeah, it's definitely worth it for space stuff because that'll go with anything,
Big
especially
Nate's
like.
asking, do any of us have the Western
Yep.
train?
Yeah, I got that one too. That's a good one too because they did the G scale, the Playmobil tracks are G scale. So you can actually throw that thing on a bunch of Playmobil railroad tracks and it works.
Really?
And then if you want to even have more fun, you throw in a Lego motor with a battery pack and you can motorize that little bugger too. So I know
Wow.
you're like, uh-oh. But
Ideas.
that Western set now is really hard to get, and the lowest price I've seen is 140, 150 bucks online out of the States.
Uh,
But you'll find it. I have about three or
See,
four of
Big
them, I
Nate.
think.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Big Nate, but he's definitely he's got a big heart for the mega stuff.
Yeah. So he's like me. I got sucked in. My very first set was probably 6 or 7 years ago with a little Sherman tank, the battle tank,
Oh
because
yeah,
it's so realistic. Of like, the movie Fury with
and
Brad
this is
Pitt.
through the Call of Duty stuff.
Yeah, the Call of
Yeah,
Duty. That little Sherman tank, just sucked me in, and I never looked back. And then I
it's
got
just
sucked
funny
into.
how they went. Uh, like for me, my first mega stuff was Halo, 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 and a large it was Trash, Trash, Trash.
At the beginning,
I,
yeah,
yeah, in the beginning, pre 2015 ish,
yeah,
and then the Call of Duty stuff, like
just yeah,
wow,
models like
model
oh,
quality kind of stuff.
hold on,
Not
I gotta go.
perfect, but definitely great.
Yeah, hold on a sec.
Yep. Big Nate, you want to come on? Tell you what, buddy. Let's see.
All right, so you're talking about model quality, but when you sit down and look at a Blackhawk,
There you go, Nate. Yeah. Oh man.
like it's just model quality, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's just got the playability. So like even for
I still have two sets I haven't built. I feel bad.
and which ones? Which ones do you have?
One of the small choppers that I think you can still
Probably
easily buy.
the urban one, maybe, or the little Huey. Yeah.
It's yeah,
So
small Huey.
so here's a kicker. Most people this set, if you press down on here, but I can actually make this guy work versus just being static. So like
Yeah.
for guys who have fun with this kind of stuff, it's just like I have this in my other favorite is the Harrier.
The Harrier is just so nice. Now, I don't think it's scaled to the figure, but it's
no,
still beautiful.
it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
use your imagination. You can
Yeah.
be a kid again, right?
No, it's
But
still
yeah, that
beautiful.
Harrier is just got playability to it. And then the other ones that are the planes, which one do I have? Do I have anything here? No, the any of the planes. Oh, the old Mustang, the P-51,
Yes.
and the other plane that's the gray and
I've got
yellow.
one out of the two that you're talking about. I
Do you
don't
have
think I have
the
I
light
don't think
gray?
I have the one with the checkerboard on the front. I
That's
think I
the
have the other
P-51,
one.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the one that has like a water scene below it where it's like flying on the water. That's a
Yeah.
good one too. Yeah, those I got. I know those are in storage and I got a couple of those sets. So if you ever need one, I'll hook you up.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a few good ones out there that just never really they had one run retail once they were gone. Where the heck did they go? Doesn't make
Well, it's
sense.
like, and
Mega
even with
does
the
these runs and
modern
then
Mega and the modern Mattel, like, what is going on? So I watched a couple of the guys, T Fan, Brian. I mean, he's all up in arms about like that one Halo set, the Falcon or something.
oh, the new Falcon that they screwed up on stock on inventory. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
it's like there's pretty much no hope of getting it retail, so it's only eBay
it'll come.
sellers.
It'll
You think
come.
so?
Just they did the anniversary set. They went and overproduced it again, and now it's just sitting in on Amazon. It'll come. I guarantee that one will come. It was just too good
Because
of a
that's
set.
what's so hard about being a Mega collector. I thought it was bad with Lego,
No,
but
no, Mega's so much worse.
Mega is so much harder because we
If you
just
don't
don't know
snatch
if
it,
it's coming.
you can just guaranteed it's not going to come again. Like you just
Yeah,
prepare yourself that way. Like I said with you, buy these when you can, because
yeah,
you may not see it second time around because it's just weird how.
yeah.
Um, here's an
Like I'm
example.
rolling the dice right now on those three new Hot Wheels. uh,
The
the
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, because I
Yep.
don't have a real hard on for the
Target.
Bigfoot.
My
For
friend
those
just
other
showed
two
me.
cars, I want them,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'll
They'll
wait it
come.
out this time.
Well, it's market specific from what I can tell because my friend just went to Target in the States and he saw it. It's right. He took a picture. There it is on the shelf, Bigfoot.
Hmm.
But I guarantee you that that's not going to have a second, third run. They do these big sets and then
Yeah.
they just be like, meh, yeah, that's it. Move on to the next big item.
I don't
It's just weird.
understand how they can make money. Like
that's
they're
that's
leaving so
gonna
much money on the table.
well, like I said, if they just released bland, universal type brick building sets, and let people decide what they want to do with it, like the Western set had no faction, no symbols, no nothing. They did it one time. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep add more, have expansion sets. Do people would do that in a second, but they just crop out after a while. But what I found out over time is that it's retailers that are actually driving the train. They'll put out these sets. If the retailer snags it and pre-orders it, they'll build it and do more. But most retailers don't go for big, like what do you call it, purchases,
Yeah.
right? So when there's an example of a COD one where it was floating around in a purchase magazine, like for retailers to buy, it was a German tank. It was either the Tiger or just maybe a variant of it, and it had came with your little bad guys and all that. It was the enemy soldiers, not the NZs, and nobody bought it at that time. So no retailer wanted it, so they canceled it. But yet it's in literature showing a tank. That looks good, eh? It's nice and
Yeah.
glossy too, isn't it? That nice.
Well, it's flat
Yeah,
inside, but I mean the
you got the
presentation
instructions there.
and
Yeah,
even the manual, like it's just which I missed the first time around when I was first playing with it, and it's like it's just so nice.
yeah. Kevin says that he's seen the Bigfoot being built, so that would definitely be a set to get for sure. And it looks big too when they build it.
I did actually pick up a Hot Wheels of the Rod Mod or Mod Rod, whatever it is. So it's like, okay, now that I've got the Hot Wheels car, now I gotta get the Mega Constructs. It's like, okay.
Did you get all the cars? Those big ones, the two little ones, and then the two bigger ones, the black ball, the 8 ball car.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
You got all that,
Well, I've
right?
got the four. I got the four key sets, the
Yeah.
first four, the first wave, and that's what started this. Like I knew,
Hmm.
okay, I was going to get all those, and then that's what started my Hot Wheels addiction. So I'm only collecting the cars for the mega sets, but it's like, okay, so now I've got Mod Rod, so it's like I've got to buy that set. So, but I'm not going to go heavy. I mean, I really just like the Bone Crusher. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
love that car.
yeah.
That one's
That
just
one's a good
crazy
one.
looking. How you
It'd be
doing,
nice
Big
to see
Nate?
that one in a big. Yeah.
Big Nate's working out his audio. There we
There you
go.
go.
I'm
Shazam!
doing good. How you doing?
Hello,
Good,
hello.
good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Big Nate, he's definitely a mega lover.
I am. I started my channel because of that mega, the whole Masters of the Universe line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
got
it's
me
just so
started playing.
nice. And see, when I was growing up, I had no opportunity to get Masters of the Universe because my dad he steered me towards GI Joe and Star Wars. Those were more affordable than everything Mattel had going on with their figures. Plus, their figures at the time had no appeal; they just looked kind of weird. But
Right.
seeing this stuff come back, it's like, oh, it's just great. I'm just playing catch up on it. No, I love the
Mattel,
line.
was it Masters Universe started with Series 1 He-Man and Skeletor. Those little carded figures, the Heroes line. And
Right.
then it was all downhill after that. Every time somebody got released another Masters Universe, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
It
did
was good.
3 series within the Hero series, then they did the first 5-pack.
Yeah. And then that 5-pack one, yeah. That one
Yeah,
was
they
a shelf
did,
warmer forever too.
was it 2 or 3 series of just straight 5-pack of He-Man figures?
I'm sure I'm missing a few of the loose figures, but I know I got the 5-pack. I think I've got
Well, it would have
one
been, I
complete
think it
wave
was
of loose
series, yeah.
5-pack.
Series 1 was He-Man and Skeletor. Series 2 was Tila and Man-at-Arms. Series
No,
3,
Beastman.
what's that?
I think it was Tilo and Beastman.
Was it Beastman? When did
That's it.
Man-at-Arms pop up? In the third wave?
Yeah, and then it was like Faker in the 4th or the 5th.
Faker would have been in the one that, yeah.
I've got them in my
Third or fourth.
office. I have them all hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Okay, so
Actually,
here's a
they just
question
came
for
random.
you,
Yeah.
Big Nate. How are you finding the glue on those blisters? Have you found them popping off at all?
Not as bad as Halo did.
Because I find actually, across the line,
I
Game of
keep buying
Thrones, all those figures, I find the blisters, the glue's horrible.
There's a few right there. There's Stinkor,
Yeah.
right?
I keep all mine in totes. So
I'm almost afraid to touch them, honestly.
I got this piece of junk right here.
Oh, just throw it away.
So,
Throw it on the street. We'll swing by and clean it up for you.
so yeah, so like I've got a teal and a faker here, but this was definitely a series box of their own.
Yeah.
There's your series 1
Yeah, those are the series.
Skeletor.
Because those Heroes series were fun. That was the same series that Aliens and Terminator. No, not Terminator. It was Marine. The Marine and the Alien figure was in that series 1 too. And
Yeah,
Star
two
Trek had
aliens ones, and then
Picard
there's stuff like Sam Fisher
and the Borg.
figures.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they mixed them up quite.
It was nice.
I love watching them try their different lines, and that's what's cool about that. Like,
That was
try
good,
this out, see if we have any interest in it.
The sad one was the X-Files line when they did Mulder and the alien, the gray alien, which was awesome. But
I don't
why
have those?
You don't have them? I got you, buddy. I got you. I got you. I got those in quantities. Quantities.
Yeah, why
Really?
don't you have those? That's the question.
No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I don't have the X-Files, and I'm a big X-Files guy.
And if they could have done a Mulder figure in that set, that would have blown up too, because everybody would have wanted.
I got the Futurama ones. I thought, those.
Yeah,
are so cool.
Yeah, those are good.
I wish they hadn't cut out that hero series because I think
I know.
we were expecting a Mulder. I think we were expecting more He-Man figures. But yeah, then they went straight to just the straight 5-packs of the Motu, and then they announced they weren't doing those single carded figures anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame because they would have been good, even if they just wanted to release some random set, like just like all those figures. It would have been awesome. But now they're just all sticking to the main themes, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if I miss loose figures and stuff, I don't mind. I'm a builder at heart. That's what I'll go for. It's if I'm in, and it's only Toys R Us where I find them anyway. Because usually Walmart they're just trashed. But when I trip over them, it's like, okay, I'll pick them up. The Halo figures, I just go after the Spartans, and then if I ever see a Cortana figure, I grab a Cortana figure or a Halsey maybe. But I don't try and get them all. I just don't have the interest in this.
Yeah, Halo's bringing out a new spaceship, the little frigate with I think it's with the girl. Forgot her name now.
Oh, like an $80 set.
The little one, yeah, the little.
Yeah,
that's the newest one that they have on the list for released. So it'll be interesting to see that one.
The only reason I got all of the last wave was because it was all pretty much discounted.
Yeah.
Around Christmas, and I was able to clean sweep it so severely. It was amazing. Like where I got the $30 set for $3 or $4. Like, I mean, I did the one video and it was just ridiculous. I had all these boxes stacked up, and it was kind of disgusting. And I still don't understand why they clean sweeped it. It was just like.
What's weird? What's even more weird with Walmart? I find that they'll just clearance out whatever they didn't sell, but they're gonna bring it right back in the next quarter under the umbrella SKUs, and it's just like normal priced again. And I'm
okay. I can speak a little bit to that. We have obligations to take in a certain amount of volume of inventory from everyone we agree to buy.
If you don't sell it, you get rid of it.
So you'll go into the stores right now, in the Walmart stores here in Canada, and you'll see the white sheets of paper on the shelves right now.
Planograms, right?
Yeah. And we're obligated. We got to get, we have to clear stuff out to make room for what we know is coming in that we've already gotten the DCs or that are 2 weeks away. We know it. We have to be ready. And the stores only have so much space in the back. In fact, most of the stores have less space now than they did 5 years ago because they expanded the floor space. And with all the new services, with the online shopping and pickup and all that, that's taking up space in the back now. So you're finding clearance, if you follow stocktrack.ca for Walmart, do that.
Oh, that one's doing the Walmarts, like BrickLink down in the States? Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much.
That's good to know. That's good.
It's not as good as it was a year ago because it's not, I don't think it's reporting the actual inventory anymore, but for pricing, for sure. Like you'll see, you'll see the discount, and it's still Russian roulette. You go to the store and hope you get what you're looking for, but at least you'll know which of the, in my case, 17 stores around me, within 20 minutes, right? Who's got, this set or whatever Lego set
Or
discounted
you,
clearance down, 2 cents, 7 cents, 9 cents,
yeah, those are good deals.
and it happens 3 times a year,
Yeah.
pretty frequent. 3 years running, 4 years running. Good deals. Now, getting out of the store with those, especially the 2 cent ones, is hard.
Yeah.
It is really hard because, like
They're
2 cent.
watching. They're all watching.
When you go through the self checkouts now, even the 2 cent ones are getting hard to get out now
Yeah,
because
it's
they're getting flagged.
there's a key to it. Just don't go above and beyond normalcy. Don't walk out with 22 cents. So right, walk out
Well,
with like 2 or 3 at a time, or swipe the
see,
card before they can catch
where
it.
is it?
Right.
Over my head. New Bricks today is about my collections, not generally about what I flip, right? Because when I do those big box things, people shit on me and they go, "Oh, you're clearing the shelves and doing this and that." Yeah, okay. I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
I'm not,
So
But you're doing everybody a
but
favor.
my
But
money's as good as anyone else's. It's
but
like,
hey, here's the
if you don't
kicker.
do it, the next guy will.
Well, the thing is,
Mhm.
it's not even that. If you don't clear those shelves, it doesn't register Walmart. Anybody wants them, so they don't want them. That store won't order that again. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the more you clear out, the better. You stop.
Oh yeah. No, I don't feel bad about it. It's just I don't need the hassle
Yeah,
because
no.
I definitely got branded as one of those shelf clearing flipping a holes, and that was okay, which is why I withdrew from a lot of groups, and that's why I kind of started my own groups. It's like, yeah, whatever. You can keep your
Well, I think a lot of
yourself.
those guys, they got the stigma as scalpers because they were just not leaving enough for anybody else. But if you're buying it cheap and just getting rid of them, that's so be it.
Hey,
If you're
but
flipping them and screwing everybody, then
if
that's a
it's
different
sitting
story.
on the shelf long enough to go to clearance, that's fair game.
Exactly.
That is
Exactly.
fair game. You didn't care about it for the last 6 months. I'm going to take it now.
And if
Well,
anything,
I cut my teeth in this scene going back 2012, especially with the Lego, where I was showing the deals, and then
Yeah.
people, and I would do it, 10 o'clock at night when
the
stores
jealousy
are closing.
factor.
And then people are upset at me the next day, like, "Oh, I went to the store at lunchtime; they're all gone." Well, yeah, because someone saw my post and they went
Yeah.
at 7 in the morning when the store opened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sucks to be you.
Right.
By the way, I get bit the same way. Sunday to Wednesday I work. Well, if the clearances happen then, I can't go. I start at 6 in the morning, so I'm not at the store. But Thursday, Friday, I'll be the first one in line if I want to hit something, and I will check the inventory at store closing from my local stores, and see is it worth it. I see deals and I don't go for it because sometimes like, am I going to get up early? Because there's about 20 other guys in my area doing the same thing,
Right.
and it's who's going to get to that one store first, and who's going to get to the second store, and if they open at 7 by 8 o'clock, a lot of this stuff that I'm doing is gone. So if I don't get in the first store, do I try the second? Sure. Okay, why not? It's not far, 5 minutes away. If I go to the third one, diminishing returns, and I guarantee the other one's not so much. Me and my daughter, we spent one day, and we hit 14 to 15 stores. We made an itinerary.
Wow.
Yeah, at store closing, I ran stock track and my own tools. So between the two, I ran this stuff, figured out where I wanted to go, and I wanted to try and maximize. And by the way, like I did clean up, but at the same time, was it worth? It was a cool day. It was a nice experiment. That was 8 hours of driving,
Oh.
hit and run, hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. When we ate in the car, and my daughter would navigate. Where's the next one? She'd say, okay, 6 kilometers, because I had the kilometers all written down too. 6 kilometers that way. Okay, we'll hit this one first. We'll go to that one. And sure enough, after the first 3 or 4, it was pretty dry the rest of the day. But it was the adventure. We got to spend a day together. She was helping Daddy hunt. It was cool. I made it worth her while in the end. But we have not done a total day like that since because it doesn't pay off. It just is not worth it.
It's not there anymore either, really. There's no new products, right?
What's your average percentage of profit when you go?
Well, the discounts can be like Walmart can be amazing. Well, okay, so I mentioned the 2, 7, and 9 cent deals in Canada frequently because you're in the States, right, Nate?
Yeah, I'm in Kentucky.
So 3 times a year, Walmart does this kind of mass clearance of the shelves to inbound the new product, Lego and Mega, and a few other things. But those two specifically, massive amounts of inventory come in at very specific times of the year, so they have to make the space on the shelves. So we will get plenty of sets at 2, 7, and 9 cents. I'll give you an example. The tall, what was that video game? Overwatch, tall robot one where the box was upright. That was an $80 Canadian set, I think, originally, maybe 65.
Right.
That
I
got cleared?
got a whole bunch of them at 9. Ryan, Brick Maniac, if he's still around, he got a shopping cart full of them at Walmart. One store. He got them at 9 cents a pop, and he was liquidating them for like even $15 and flipping them huge. And he still has some, I think. He was smart enough to sit on a few. Not that there's any high value to it. Overwatch has not been a great flipper. But when you pick it up for 9 cents and you sell it for 15 and it retail for 65 or 80 Canadian, everyone wins that you're selling it to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't care you picked it up at 9 when you're selling it to them for 15.
Yeah.
And this has been good for the last 3 or 4 years, 3 times a year, these kinds of clearances. But you've got to be that guy with that opportunity to be there when the store opens for those deals. Now, more typically, 25 to 50% off for the clearances if you're using the tools like StockTrack.ca and a few others. But when you see the 2, 7, and 9 cent stuff, those are generally meant to tag inventory for the liquidation, where they're sitting there and because they don't sit there with their employees and say, okay, guys, pull this figure, pull this set, pull this figure, pull that set.
Right.
You got to remember, lowest common denominator, a lot of their employees, well, maybe they can't read or whatever, their attention level isn't there. But while they're doing the inventory stuff like ding, 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 oh, this one shows the flag. Okay, put this in the cart. That's going back upstream for liquidation. That's how I know, because I'll set it with that 2, 7, and 9 cent flag. But if you can beat them to it and get it out of the store and convince the cashier, if you do get caught, hey, let me go, blah, blah, blah. Some of them don't care and they'll let it go.
Yeah. So,
but the ones who are doing their job, they're supposed to tag it and say, nah, it's coming back. Now, why they don't just make it 0? I don't know why they don't just do that. Make it 0. But my understanding is the reason it is 2, 7, and 9, because I've seen the most expensive sets at 2 and cheap sets at 9. So it's not like it's a valuation. I think it's an indicator of maybe where it's going upstream. Like which ones came direct from the seller, which one came direct from gray market, third party seller into Walmart DCs or something. I think there's a reason it's 2, 7, and 9 specifically, and not just 0, because that would be the easiest thing to do. You set it for 0, so we can't cash out, and it would flag.
Mm-hmm.
They can do it because they'll set it for 0 for recall items, because we'll do that all the time. Like baby formula is bad. If you get a can of it and you try and walk out, it'll be $0 and you can't cash out. Even if you go through self-checkout, it won't work. So why don't they do that with the product? Or is the 2, 7, and 9s really specific? Maybe it is. Maybe, because there's definitely, they do a lot of purchasing through a lot of different channels. I mean, you can't be the biggest retailer in the world without having multiple avenues of getting product. You'll find, like, even if you go into a store and you see the exact same TV with different UPCs on it, it's the same product. Some they'll get, like the RCA TVs, right? Kind of the house brand practically. You'll see the same 32-inch TV with one UPC on it. And then you'll see, for the same SKU, a different UPC. Well, some are sourced in U.S. distro, some are sourced from Mexican distro, and some are sourced from wherever overseas. Same product, all RCA branded. And you'll see that very frequently with Walmart. It's just kind of cool seeing that from the inside. But it's also pain for us on the inside, too, because when we get it as returns, then the processing is different. Like, oh, where did we source this from? Well, that'll determine who's going to eat it when we take it back. Like, as we have with our purchase deals agreements, it's also who eats the costs on returns. Sometimes Walmart does, sometimes a manufacturer does.
Well, I know
Walmart has
a 40% cost on the mega products. because they tend to not discount it past the 50% mark because they want to still make some money off of that sitting on the shelf. So I remember seeing that.
Usually,
Yeah.
but that the Infinity line sweep that I did 6-8 months ago, whatever that was, that would kind
That
of
was it.
indicate the other way, because that was just obscene. What that was totally unexpected.
Well, those, like I said to you before, those popped up at the local liquidation stores for the exact same price they were being clearanced at the store
That's
level.
crazy.
And I'm not the 2 cents, the actual clearance prices of like
Yeah.
that, you know, what their lowest price was. So like, for
The
example,
$30 set for 3, and yeah,
the Point Dread set was $25 from 60. So that clearance set, that they still paid something for that set to still want to sell it at $25, right? And then the Infinity stuff that got the 2 cent markdown, those were still at like $10 or $9.99 or something like that, you know. So they still they sold it for something, but do they make a lot of money off of it? Walmart probably not, right? But the liquidation place is still trying to make money off of it with that stuff. So the He-Man, yeah, all that got clearance out. The Roton set, the little green one, the little I'm having a mind fart with that one. But all those sets all got cleared out. Everything just right.
you know, when I used to work.
How is it down there in Kentucky though? Where are the big retailers for you guys? Is just Walmart and Target? That's it.
It's everything down here. I mean, I've got a bunch of Walmarts. I'm in Louisville, so we got like 30 Walmarts in driving distance. But Mega Constructs down here is just non-existent. If it's not Halo, you can't.
Just Pokemon and Halo. That's it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're the big
whole
brands.
Mega line is real hard to find. Walmart had a few of the first sets. Like, you know, I found some Rotons. I found some Point Dreads. A couple of boxes of Skulls at Target, but most of the stuff I either order online or I get.
We need to drive. We need to come down from Canada, pick you up, and take a drive down to Mexico. I tell you, they're sitting on all this.
Yeah.
The Mega Bloks Mexican group I'm in. These guys are showing the stores,
the Walmart,
3, 4, 5 years of Mega stuff still sitting on the shelves.
I want to come up to Canada and bathe in the backstock warehouses they have that have the public auctions once a year that I've heard about.
Oh, that's gone now. Are you talking about the Mega Warehouse sales?
Yeah.
That's long gone.
Montreal's closed.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. They trust us. We wish we could go to that, but they were shutting down prior to the pandemic. It prolonged shutting down, and then once they closed down, the Mexico warehouse now is the only one that is open down there. That's it. So here's the saddest part of all. The Mega warehouse in Montreal was the depot for all the missing piece requests. My contacts there told me that they threw out so much Mega pieces that was ridiculous, because I was still able to get a lot of those old King Arthur sets, like little pieces missing from them.
Well, they would replace the minifigures. Like the leg. I said when I got those 2 left legs on one figure.
Yeah, they would.
I just wanted the proper leg. They sent me the whole.
Too much work. They just sent you the whole figure.
They sent me the figure.
Oh, I can tell you right now, it was probably a paradise. And the back talk there was that Mega had a vault. They had 2 of every single set they ever made from the very beginning all the way up. Those employees plundered the shit out of that, because afterwards you started seeing all these things coming out of Quebec, out of Montreal, that was just like, holy, these are like mint sets that weren't seen in 20 years and that kind of thing. So, but ultimately, and there's still some people who kind of work for Mega, because Mega still has a shop there, or I guess it's like a deep.
They've got 10 or 20 employees in an office there.
Still, right? And there's still some distribution, but ultimately, I can only imagine the amount of amazing stuff they threw in the bin, in the trash bin, because you got to imagine all those old little sets, all those old little pieces that just don't fit in the new stuff, and that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. I can only imagine. I don't want to think about it.
You know, I probably could have cut a check for $50,000. And I probably would have made out like a dog with that.
Rick, remember I showed you the Mega Shark?
Oh my goodness,
that's a Mega figure, right? Oh, where is it? Right.
That blows my mind when you posted that picture.
Like it's a Mega Shark, because it's got the on top of the Mega. Where is it? Right there.
I got that shark, and I like to get rid of
4 studs and that's a brick. I love the fact that
not in a scuba guy coming out. Like it like it's just like Mega should have been like going more at it, right? Like, it's
So
just
yeah, the biggest
So that
complaint
one-
we have down here in the States is that they don't have the distribution that the other
yeah.
bulk brands do.
Yeah.
Rick,
that's-
what's this guy?
I mean, yeah,
Whoa. That is
nice.
so cool.
That's the Kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean.
So is that all? Is it soft?
Yeah, it's all gummy. It's all soft, right? Silicone. It's all pop off, right? You can pop off their limbs,
Oh,
right?
man.
And you've got studs. Where is it? Right there. Studs
Sure.
for things to grab onto.
Oh, come on.
That is so cool.
So this is still easy to get because it's one of the Pirates of the Caribbean set. But yeah, so every limb that has the suckers, it's studs.
Okay, what,
then on
what
the back,
do you mean by
you can-
easy to get? I'm sorry.
They're still
what's
readily available somewhere out there. You can still
Yeah.
find them pretty easily. Like I know some people try, the people who really want top dollar for all this stuff. I'm like, take it easy, folks. It's not like priceless collections here. But you can get them. They're there. Usually loose sets, stuff like that. But like that was one of my favorite. My kids love this. Like that almost reminds you of something like out of Stranger Things, right?
Oh, for sure.
So it's got the eyes, like you can't see it.
By the way, I'm going to get a Stranger Things set. 'Cause my daughter's so into this.
She's into that, yeah.
And
The
she's been
Legos-
watching it on Netflix, so it's like, oh, you
the
know what, I'm
Legos
gonna-
cornered that.
There's a
for
set
sure.
now that I've been eyeing. It's like,
Oh,
I got
so
an
you're-
excuse to get it.
You're showing old pirate sets.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
was.
Oh,
This is like gold.
Oh, I got you beat, buddy. Hold on a sec. I gotta show you
I
something.
got the
Hold on.
dinosaur one too.
this is what I love
no.
when you guys start playing this game.
Hold on a sec.
Oh,
See? I
Very
found these
nice.
off Marketplace. People are like $5. Get this trash out of here because it's not Lego.
oh,
Thank you.
Nate.
I'll take it.
Oh, the black version.
oh.
See, I wanted that one. Like I almost want to spray
So-
paint this
So
one.
this is just one molded piece.
This was a
one
box
molded
set.
piece.
This
Oh,
was the
that's
lid.
so beautiful.
Rick, this was the lid to a box set. So that one's the Pirates line. This one's
Right.
the Pirates of the Caribbean line. So that was the first one.
Ooh.
That one.
What do you
That's
mean
what
was the lid?
Pirates.
You mean they had a cardboard
This-
bottom
yeah,
with all the parts
yeah.
inside?
Yeah, so
Oh, that is
cardboard
so cool.
box under here, and this was the lid, and it had a dome, and all your little pieces were on it in the dome.
So
Whenever
I'm
they set up.
missing. Is it plastic bottom or cardboard?
No. It's just a cardboard box. That is the
Okay, I
piece.
won't find
That's
that.
your base. Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need the box part. That's just. But the Pirates of the Caribbean one is awesome. Yeah, I got the lid too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
So it's-
I want
So
that.
Rick, you know how Mega has all these little gimmicks, right? So there'd
Yep.
be a tree right here on this block right here. A tree would
Right.
then flip this open. So you had to have a treasure inside, a little treasure spot, because it's a.
Oh, nice.
So that's you can probably get it back working, and it's just a spring-loaded thing, right? But
Yeah, I don't think mine's working. I'd have to open it.
it'd be fun if you ever wanted to see that. I would go in on you on that to investigate, because it wouldn't be that hard of a mechanism to open that up. I've done way more, 1980s gears and springs and stuff. That should be
You
easy.
want
Fix.
to know how many first generation Transformers I've rebuilt?
There you go. Yeah, same thing.
Oh wow.
Those little spring action legs and stuff, right? So yeah, that one there is an awesome. That's Pirates with a Y, and then this one, the black version, is the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if it's Dead Man's Chest, but you can look online to see the name of it. So that's the harder one to get. That one, I almost got that one for $30 out of Ohio tonight. The guy's probably gonna relist it. I'll probably get that one again because it's such a good little set to get. But it's just hard to find a new in box version because
Oh yeah.
they're
that's-
just
I'm
once you
seeing
get
that.
these little pieces, they're gone, right? Like the kids will lose them and whatnot.
Now,
But those are great set for
the
that.
only way to collect older Mega
Box
sets down here is
sealed.
if you buy. Well, no, I mean no one
No?
has them sealed anymore.
Oh,
You buy Lego bulk off of a family. And
yeah,
they're like, oh, there's some non-Lego brand. You can burn it if you want to. And I'm like, hold on, you don't realize what you got in there.
Yeah.
You know? I've seen that.
Oh,
It's a
what the
volcano.
hell?
Yes.
So Rick, in this
I've had
one,
of those in my hand
it's
at
from the
some point.
Dragons. It's from the Dragons line, and you put a
Oh.
crystal on here. So you'd activate it by putting the crystal here, and then it would pop out boulders when it would come up. So that's the dragon fire. It's a red dragon, and it has a pump action, and it makes your dragon breathe vapor fire. That's a cool set.
Really?
Yeah. So it actually has a pump, and you put water in it, and it'll do
You put
mist
water in it. Oh
with
my
water.
goodness.
Yeah, an old school gimmick. It'd be a red handle
Right.
pump.
Nice.
This one has the pump.
That has the little pump inside. There's the little vapor chamber. Yeah. So the pump is actual like a little bicycle pump. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And it
got
would
a
go
pump.
through that. Yeah. So there'd be a hose
No hose.
attachment. Yeah.
I know. See, I knew it was
Yeah.
a dragon.
There's more. There's more to that. That's a dragon set for sure.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about these.
Oh, you
I
got
said
more?
no Lego, no problem.
Oh, you got the monster trucks. Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
I forgot all about these.
Is that the white
One's
roadster?
that?
So
The
this is
white
a
one.
white bone shaker.
Yeah. That's new.
Where is this one?
Did you get the not the derby one with all the graffiti on it?
I
The multicolored one, or is it just another bone shaker?
got
it's a
this
bone
one.
shaker. That's
Yeah,
a
this
cool one.
bone shaker monster truck.
Are you just finding these on the Walmart shelves when you go?
Uh,
Or are you getting them from
Toys R Us, Walmart.
Hey, you got the
even
mega one, yeah.
Shoppers.
Is that the original tube one, Rick or Nate?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I got this couple of bucks off of a toy auction.
I
knew
think
it was
that's
a
one of
bug.
the
Dan,
originals.
don't you have that one, Dan?
No, I think that's one of the old school Hot Wheel tube. It came in a tube, and it
I
would
got
sell
this
that
one, keychain, Hot Wheels
Oh, that's
car.
cool.
Yeah, I
yeah.
decided I was going to put it on since I'm collecting. This is a new one for me.
The mini one, yeah.
Yeah, Skull Shaker. Oh! This one I was so happy to find. So, not that I care for the 5-pack, but
Oh, that's a different
Bone
one.
Shaker, yeah.
A gray version.
Brown
What's it
and
say?
Grace.
What's it say on it?
That's
Hot Wheels exposed engines.
The Bone
And
Shaker.
this-
What is it? What's its logo?
Hack 5 or something.
Cool.
Oh no, that's just not Hack, Shaker. Oh, I get it. Bone Shaker. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, the letters are all over the place. Oh my goodness. And then another one of those cars that the Lego. Why don't they?
Experiment.
Well,
Yeah,
this was the first one. Look, they actually showed up here. The bricks they put in the corner. That, but it's like it's got studs on it, so that's why I dig that.
yeah, there's a whole
And this
line
is
of
going to be
them.
one of the new mega sets. So I figured I'll get the car now, Mod Rod, because I will buy this when it is a mega set. Brick and Speed. That's another silly one with studs on it.
Cool.
But again, they don't promote the fact you can put bricks on it. Like, what are they doing?
I
Like
like the
Mattel,
ones
you
that-
have a brick line. Why aren't you promoting?
I like the
Hey
ones
Rick,
you
I'm
can
gonna show
see.
Nate. I'm gonna show Nate a little dragon line castle that I got here in the background. It's
Ooh.
like with the before they made the slime pit for He-Man, they did silicone based.
Here, I'll make that full screen.
Yeah, there you go. So they made a slime pit dragons line with like
Yes.
all these silicone based ones, and people were using this as the slime pit for He-Man.
That's so
It's
cool.
got a dragon set, but it's all, you know what's funny? It's like the more and more they're getting into the dragon stuff, like with the new Game of Thrones sets and stuff, these old lines would have life again. Yeah, that's a good one. That's from that
Well, I got
castle
this.
set.
Yeah, this
So-
is the okay, so not sealed in box, it's in bag still.
Which is the, show me the box lid. Do you have the picture of the set? Oh, you just have the brown
The
box.
outside box was like completely destroyed. Someone left this out in a flood.
Is it
Oh.
is it red plating, like a red conveyor belt in that one? Do you see like a red rubber?
What?
Show me. Yeah, it is that one. Okay, so that set is again another Dragons line, and it looks like you got most of the stuff there. That'll be an armory set. There's lights involved in that one. I think it should have LEDs.
I wanted it for these guys. The statue.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I got those too. Yep. So that set is.
Oh, that's wicked looking.
Yeah, I got those guys here. I'll give you a close up of that one if you haven't taken it out of the package.
Let's see.
Hold on.
Where is it? Right
Oh,
there.
Wow.
So it actually moves. The arms move. It's just a one piece, right? Oh, let me go back here. So it's just like a statue of. You can see how big it is.
Yeah.
And then it'll have a little bit of movement. So I just put them
I
on a
can't
plate.
believe Lego people throw this stuff out. They're foolish.
Hey, it's good for the people who want it, right? So there you
Yeah.
go. There's a little double one. but it's the entrance to a castle. So you've probably got the whole castle there, Nate.
I think I do. The outside box was destroyed.
Yeah.
I opened the corner. There was a corner pouch that had the minifigures in it.
Yeah.
I've got those minifigures in one of my totes with the other characters, but
That one's easy. Do you know how to get the instructions for those guys? Do you know how
I
to go online?
may.
If not, it's easy. I can show you the links for all that stuff.
This is my favorite new one.
Which one's that one? Oh, that's nice. Gold.
Yeah, silver, and look at the wheels.
Snow.
Skull print on the
Skull
wheels.
print.
Skulls on the tread. Nice.
I was like, oh, cool.
It's so gaudy. I had to have it. It's like, and I wasn't going to collect the monster truck versions, but it's like, hey.
So, are you finding these retail or are you finding these outside sources?
Both. Some of these were.
I think those are American market. I've never seen those up here.
Actually, Toys R Us 2 days ago.
Okay, that's why.
So
new.
I don't know where I got the color shifters, but that was cheap somewhere.
I know, Nate. The last Toys R Us in the States I went to was the Buffalo.
And that one was Walmart somewhere in the last week or so. But
so they're all just rolling out.
I'm always looking, yeah.
You go back to the Toys R Us. You guys are talking about when they all started closing here in the States.
Yeah.
We had one I went to as a kid here in Louisville. That Ninja Turtles Technodrome set, I must have flipped 10 of them out of there I found them for $50 and sell them for $100.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were all cheap back then. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh yeah,
I
like
got
you said,
the hovercraft from Call of Duty for $80. I think when they
I
were
wish
closing
I
down.
had seen those. The Call of Duty.
Dude, that's still a white whale for me, eh?
Is it really? Interesting.
The hovercraft, yeah.
Okay.
Because I had it, made a mistake, flipped it. I think I
Oh,
had two. I did not. I could kick myself for it. And I refuse to buy it used, and that's the only way I can.
it's got too many pieces to get used. Yeah, you will lose at least 10% of that.
Oh yeah, because I can't
Yeah.
trust. Oh, it's all there. Bullshit.
No. You got it.
No.
Boxed or not. Yeah. So I was lucky. I got those. I got two of those at Toys R Us before they closed for when they had the crazy clearance and sales and whatnot. But again, I never kind of open it because there's this rule I have now is I don't open a new in box yet until I kind of wait a little bit and then a used one will pop up or an open box or maybe not so mint or whatever. And it always no matter what. So those Halo sets that you saw, Rick, that I posted, I just waited and I'm like, nope. And lo and behold, two of them, out of obviously the one I didn't get, nobody will get that complete and used, but they always pop up used, like majority of the stuff on it. So it's just not too worried about that. But when you get the holy grail of ones, new in box, best thing possible to get with those ones. Like you and the turtle one there, are you gonna actually open that one or are you gonna save that one?
No, it's the builder.
You gonna build it?
These
Awesome.
are on the show. If you see it on this screen, I'm building this stuff 99% of the time. Who knows?
I've yet to see you build that Enterprise behind you though.
No,
that Enterprise needs to be.
That one's going to be a tough one only because to build it, I have nowhere to put it.
I know it's big.
I
gotta hang it from the ceiling.
Which I can do now that I built the loft. I can technically do it, but that's a set, and the Lego. The Star Destroyer, the big triangle.
Yeah, that's a
UCS
huge
one. I could build it and then do what with it? I don't know where I can put it because it has to go behind glass or the cat will get to it.
Yeah.
This Batwing that I've had on the desk since last October when I did the 24-hour stream. You can't see it right now, but it's collecting dust, and I really hate having it there. It's another set that I kind of sort of can't put it anywhere, and I'll probably give it a good cleaning and then break it down just because. I mean, it can stand in my display cabinets. I rebuilt the stand in such a way that it's upright, as opposed to just flat, Batwing low. But and I could hang it on a wall, I suppose, but I'm afraid, even with the specialized part they have, my walls aren't great. If I come home and saw that on the floor in pieces, I'd cry.
They're all susceptible to destruction, right? That's why it's tough. Even handling some of these sometimes, the old Mega stuff just didn't click together very well. Like you were talking about the quality of
some of my earliest Warthog sets, one with the big purple structures or the big purple walking thing, Covenant, whatever it was. Maybe. No, I don't know if it's a Scarab. But I had this four-legged walking thing, and there's canisters you built on the back, and when I'm making the video, because I'm like building this, and I put the pieces on, and you just look at it,
It
and I
pops
call
off.
it committing suicide. You can watch the parts jump off, and then you put it back on, you press them on tight,
Yeah. I
and
know.
then they want to commit suicide and jump off again. It's like, oh, this is just ridiculous. The tolerances were so out of whack on some of that stuff.
The King Arthur line was like that. I tried
Yeah.
to put it together one of the bridge sets, and I'm like,
But
it
it
will
was so
not.
I found this so
Together.
consistent with everything before 2015. It was so consistent where the product quality was sketchy. And then it was like there was that magic time where Mattel got involved and whatever transpired, and everything just got better all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm sure their quality control went up a notch or two. Right. The when did Mattel buy them out? When was that?
It was somewhere between 2014 and 2016, and I don't think we really saw it until the beginning of 2016. And because it was definitely a transition time where some stuff was still sketchy. But when I see the box branding saying 2016, it seems to be pretty consistent that is the moment where their quality was pretty good, whether it was Halo, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, whatever. It just seemed to be good. I know a lot of guys who like to buy, is it the Assassin's Creed figures? Are they bigger?
No, they're all the same. They just
Are
have
they all
more
the same?
to them. Yeah, they're all the same height.
Okay.
There
I
might
know
be a little.
they like to do a lot of customs with those figures.
Yeah, because you got the hoods, you've got the belts, you've got the sword hilts, you got all those gummy little parts. The Assassin's Creed is good because they got the pirates version of it, right? They've got the Assassin's Creed Pirate. You got the like the game version of all those figures. I have the whole Assassin's Creed set. I was lucky enough to even get the little Hyatham's Pursuit, which is like the rarest one of all. It was just a little 2-figure set, horse and a guy, but it was like one of the last runs of that theme. And it just never got, like, it's rare now. But they were just readily available at the end of the theme. But I have yet to see one boxed in person or otherwise because they're just so rare. I was lucky enough to get a complete copy or a complete set of it through the Montreal warehouse with a contact that I had there at the time. And so I have one with instructions, with all the little pieces, but just no box. But I'll consider that complete. I got the set. I'm happy with that because otherwise you can't find it. And it's just dumb. It's just one figure, one horse, but that horse only came in that color in that set. Otherwise, the Western horses are white and brown, like light coffee color. The COD horse from that one little set, he's a bluey black color. Yeah. But yeah, even horses are just amazing in that set.
So I'm super curious about some of the Chinese connections I've got because now I'm seeing.
Well, there's so many backdoor sales going out there.
Like in China right now, there's 4 or 5 sellers on Ali that have what seem to be clearly copycats of mega sets.
It's just extra runs. I keep saying it's just backdoor deals. Yeah. These guys are just walking out with extra runs because they'll order up a million units or something.
I just realized I did order one. I ordered a Jeep. There's a Jeep set.
The knockoff Jeep version? Yeah?
It's a Jeep with a covered, soft cover on it.
Yeah.
I think it's got 2 figures.
It'll
Maybe
have
I'll get it in 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see what it's like.
Oh, I'd like to see that because I have that set.
I figured it was a small enough set I could take a risk and see, what would a Chinese mega set be like.
Sometimes
especially since we can't get this stuff now, so I don't feel so bad about it.
Right? Yeah, I mean,
so a lot of those sets come off the same mold press.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't have a big moral issue with the stuff anymore. I'm not taking money out of.
Well, just remember this: COD is dead. They don't have the license for it anymore, so that's done. And then those sets are all overpriced anyway from Mega because now the aftermarket. It's like the BTR set, that big long one with like 8 wheels, the Russian tank. That one's selling for like $200+ through Mega, like Mega.
Really?
Because it's just rare now, right? If you want the original,
the 8-wheel APC kind
of. Yeah, that big long one with the tank, right? The tank version of that.
I think that's
knockoff,
$55 in China right
That's
now.
right. So the knockoff is cheap, but the plastic is apparently different. You're not getting the marbleized, what do you call it? The swirl or the little dots in it. You're just getting the bland, glossy brick style. So it's like they're just making these pieces out of the generic plastic.
ABS.
And you showed us on the last time I was on. You get the bricks with dimples in it. because it's not fully formed or something like that. So
Well,
that could be all reasoning. The factories might be doing that on purpose to say, hey, we're not
to
giving you legit,
differentiate,
yeah,
yeah.
we're not giving you legit actual product like up to the standards of everybody else, right?
Well, it's
Be
not that that doesn't make it a substandard product. That's just their mold and their
yeah,
injection technique. But I mean, some of the stuff is super clean, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like those dimples are on a lot of the stuff are super clean. Um, but I am seeing there seems to be 7 or 8 manufacturers now. I don't care how many names they go by, and I'm seeing enough differences where it's like I can spot like, oh, this was to come from these guys on this line just because of the tolerances involved, and I see, oh, same dimples, but the tolerances are way off. Like that mock I built this week, there's at least 3 different suppliers of the bricks in that set. It's very clear how that came in, and it's like, oh, it's just. It's not that the clutch was bad on all of them. Like, there's only really one brick where it was bad, but I could see the differences. I have enough experience handling this stuff between, building 900 Lego sets and probably, 100-ish Chinese sets. I've gotten pretty familiar with the stuff. Um, and I love dabbling with the Chinese stuff. I'll continue to do it as long as it's cheap. And this week was definitely a struggle. People watched me, 6 hours to build something. They probably should have took me 3
Oh,
because I had to get. I told you I'm going to take 50% credit for the head on that set because that is now my mock. That's not. It's not
What's
mock
improved?
blocks from China. It is now
Oh, you improved
50%.
it. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't improve it, and I
No.
really.
I thought you
if
said
I
it was going
want-
to grenade. You just look at it funny. It was going to grenade on you.
Well, it did. On the first of the 2 streams, it exploded in my hands, which was hilarious. It was almost like
I
starting
hate
over.
that.
Just as I was about to fix it. And then when it came to the head in the second stream, I'm off by 1 line of studs the entire head build. And I had to recreate it in a way that would pass for the stream. Like, it looks great, but I know it's not the way it should look according to the design. But whoever made that PDF, they
Just
never
didn't.
built it. They never built it. That was done virtually. Floating pieces that never connect to anything.
Oh, would you say that it's like those things where the technical write-ups for instructions don't always flow through English very well? That's just the diagram version.
Well, yeah. This would be the art version of bad English
The bad-
because, yeah, I mean that was just it was horrible,
You know,
and I'm literally
heard that
cursing it
about-
out online, and I'm
And it-
I'm skipping ahead 6 steps so I can visualize what they wanted to get to, and then I had to come up with something that would pass for the stream.
and we
because
used to complain.
I'd already put in 4 hours at that point. I had to finish the stream. It's like.
And what's funny is that I bet Nate will confirm this, but remember ever looking at mega manuals and you're trying to figure out what color the piece is?
Early Mega was so
What
horrible.
shade
the
of
manuals.
black am I supposed to be using here? It's like,
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
it
but
black,
that's it's like that with every brand I've built.
Is
I
it?
mean,
Yeah.
Every brand I've built, there are some color variations between the manual and the plastic.
The best is when you finish your item and then you look at it and you're like, you can see then the one brick that shouldn't have been that color, and you're like halfway through your build, but you're not going to deconstruct it. You're like, yeah, I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, like I swear my eyes said that was that color.
So when I was building that Bantha set, the last 2
Yeah.
live streams, I took my monitor because I had the PDF on the 32-inch screen in front of me that I'm looking at, because I can't actually get the laptop open while that thing is up. And what I did was, because of the color variances in the manual, like it's PDF, it isn't so great. It's all browns, 3 shades of brown. Like, oh my god! So I jacked up the contrast. So once I got the stream going, I couldn't look at the screen for the live stream. I was watching on the 65-inch TV, 40 to 30 feet away. So my wife couldn't use the TV. So I could see what the colors look like of the actual live stream. But on the monitor, I'm looking at this horrible contrast so I could tell the different colors of the build. If I had the printed manual, I would have had to chuck it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because if the manual would have looked like that, like, what shade of brown is it? Couldn't tell.
It's terrible.
And it's only because I jacked the contrast so badly. Like, this one must be the darkest and this one must be the lightest. And not that it looked like the colors, but it's like there was only 3 variants. It's like, okay. So now I got to do the mental math. What is this? What is this? But at least I could tell the difference. Yeah, that was that whole 2 streams, 6 hours.
You're done. You're done halfway
Oh,
through that. It's like take a break.
mentally, I was destroyed. And and that takes me back probably like 6, 8 years when I was building my first Chinese set, where I just Lego was cool, Mega was cool, and it was like, what else is there out there that these two companies are giving me? And I discovered the Chinese stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't want one-to-one copies of Lego stuff. Didn't want them. What is there that's different? So
Do
it's like,
they?
oh, these tank sets. Like, oh, I'll get this tank set. And like, there was one that took me 8 hours to build, but I would build it straight out, 8 hours stream, right? And I would start at like 10 at night, and when I'm done, like I'd be sweaty, exhausted. I had two monster drinks or something similar to it, Red Bulls or whatever. And I wasn't even on screen at the time. So if maybe you got my side of my shoulder and my head, maybe. And my thumbs were almost bleeding usually from pushing these horrible parts together, because usually the quality was garbage. And there was a lot of prayer and cursing and like taking tools. Actually, it was funny when I was building that Bantha set. You know how many times I had to pull out the screwdriver?
Oh,
Because I'm sitting there trying to use this to push parts together,
no
and
way.
impossible to get two parts points where they're, like I said, they were putting parts floating in the air. So I would have to skip 2, 3, 4 steps, build that, and then somehow make a stud connection later. Horrible.
What's been the
Screwdriver
longest?
saved my life.
What's been the longest build ever for you? Like full build?
Longest build session was
Yeah.
that probably 8 hours on the one tank as a one-time sit down. But my
Wow.
longest build ever would be the UCS Falcon, 17 days, 2 hours a day, roughly, give or take.
Yeah. So you
And that
spaced it
took me a month to do. I spread it out over an entire month to do that set. It was beautiful. I enjoyed that so much.
What happened to it? Is it in the display case or?
That is now, that sat for 2.5 years in display case. That is now in a 92-liter tote somewhere.
Poor thing. Wants to be
With
alive, live.
it ate a lot of space. It was nice to look at, but it's like I take that down and I could put 15, well, not 15, I put 10 sets in this place. So it's still great. And someday I'll rebuild it. By the way, rebuilding that's going to be brutal. I'm going to need, my desk is 66 by 36 inches. I'm going to need another surface that big to do the pre-sort, just
Oh
to have
Lord,
the
yeah.
parts for sure.
Yeah.
Because I did that with the one of the UCS Death Star sets. Me and my daughter built half of it. There's a little issue. I got frustrated. She, stopped building with me. I tore it apart and rebuilt it from scratch. Well, that was a mistake because now I had half of this build not in its original bags anymore. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I had 150 of those party cups where I would
Ooh.
put the parts in clear tumblers so I could see the parts. Horrible. I mean, it was
How many-
great to
how
build
many
it eventually.
How many
but
pieces is that set? How many?
I think that one was 4,000 or 5,000 pieces.
Wow.
But yeah, but it was largely that was the play set Death Star, the one with the 20 or 25 figures, and that's largely bricks and plates. So anyone who likes classic Lego,
That's the way.
that just it's not like all these weird parts. Like, hey, that's Lego building. Plus, all the figures make it cool, and you're building these recognizable little scenes from the movie. I think it's a great set for what it is, and there's a reason they've released it 3 times. There's been 3 versions of that same playset. One that was just a subtle variant with a number change. Suddenly, I look and notice it was 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Where?
Whoa,
Brick
that's
Maniac.
5 hours ahead. Somebody's in Europe.
He is. In
Ryan's in like Alberta. Brick Maniac's in Alberta, I think.
Well, maybe he's talking about your build.
Oh no, yeah, because he'll remember some of those old, because he's hung around for a long
He
time.
sent in
Yeah,
chat for a couple of your Iron Man.
Oh,
builds.
he's saying it's for the Iron Man builds. Then you look at, and the next thing you know, it's 3 a.m.
oh yeah, but that's the way I used to tackle some of them. Like, especially if it was a Friday night build on my old schedule, and I would sit there and like just bang them out, and when I'm done, I'm watching the sun come up, and it's like that was great, and I go crash or go get a quick bite to eat somewhere and then crash. But yeah, those days are over. I mean, actually, we've been at this almost 2 hours, and that's long for me these days. The fact I did that Bantha build in 2 nights at almost 3 hours each, those were long sessions. I don't have it in me anymore to sit in any chair. My back just can't take it. Losing weight's great, but I'm still old. Don't let the dye in the beard fool you.
So what are you saying? Because when I get my snake mountain, I'm going to do a live till it's done stream.
No way.
You don't want to join me and build that?
Well, see, you said that last time. You were building something, and I can't remember what the schedule was, if it was Grayskull or something. And I think you reached out to me, and I can't remember if it was scheduling conflict or whatever. It's like,
I think you guys are going to be chewing off more you can, banging off more you chew. If you look at Snake
Mountain, Ryan's got the Technodrome.
Oh,
do you want to do a Technodrome build off?
And well, the problem is I'm not a fast builder, and I'm easily distracted. And I talk and I yap, and not that I'm great at following the chat, but I need a producer, someone who could read the chat to me. I always had a hope that I could get my daughter involved in this enough that she could be a producer for me and read off the chat. I love watching guys like Dr. Disrespect, because I know there's someone in his ear talking to him all the time. So it's like, it'd be really cool if someone could do that for me, so I can, not miss the key points in the chat and stuff.
Right.
I'm a Manitoba boy. Yeah, he's a farm boy. Big Canadian redneck. Actually, we should call him RoboCop. He's like half machine now. The surgery he had, like he's like 50%, $6 million man, Steve Austin. He came through. Oh yeah, he had miracle surgery done earlier this year, and he's like, he could probably put his head through concrete walls, and it probably won't phase him now.
Holy cow!
Yeah. No, Ryan's a miracle. He's a walking miracle. When the rest of us were just getting COVID, he had to one up us. Tell you,
it took me 2 years to catch COVID.
Crazy surgery he had. And somehow he doesn't look like he had surgery. That's the crazy thing. If you saw the surgery and you see him now, you wouldn't even know he had surgery. Like, I don't know what it is about the cow's milk they're drinking out there or something, like the recuperative healing factor in their milk, their mutant cows. But I tell you, he looks great for a guy who, had half his head open and on a table beside him while they're fixing him up. Not quite a concrete wall. I don't know, dude. When you first showed us those pictures, man, I tell you, you scared us. You're definitely a miracle walking. We're so happy you pulled through that. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. And I know when I posted this email, I posted it to also, we're live streaming to, of course, Facebook, my page, Facebook, my Lego page, I think Facebook, my Mega page, and then YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. This is like 6 or 7. I'm streaming 6 or 7 ways here. I got it all over the place. But, when I posted no Lego, no problem, I know a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm tuning out. Like I got nothing."
That's even more fun. You let them take off. No Lego discussions.
Well,
but here we are still talking Lego.
I tried. I desperately tried. I even went to the store twice to buy Lego, and it's like, no, there's just nothing here. Now Tuesday, I get my 20% discount at Walmart, and I'll get that on top of whatever prices are discounted, right? Maybe I'll pick up some good stuff for the next streams. But yeah, I mean, I tried, and I still couldn't come up with any good Lego for this, which was good because I already had made the thumbnail with the big X through the Lego logo. I figured that would trigger some people. I thought that'd be cool. No Lego, no problem. By the way, I'm going to do a stream one of these days real soon. We're going to open up all the Hot Wheels.
Yes.
Which is now it's close to like probably 200 Hot Wheels cars I've picked up since Christmas.
That's another connection I have with you that I love is that the Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
I've got this.
But it's largely just the 4 cars.
Well, I've got this.
With very little variation.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. This, I thought, is the most ridiculous thing I've ever bought. I mean, it's not even a car. It's a keychain.
The silver ones? No, they're
I passed on the silver one. I had no interest in the silver one. But then I saw this red chrome. I go, okay, I could.
So did it actually have rolling wheels?
No. And you would think, why wouldn't you put wheels on it?
It's a paperweight?
It's a paperweight.
No, it's a money clip.
Yeah, that's it. It's just got a hole put your key ring through at the top, and that's it.
It's just a blank.
Yeah.
What a waste. So
Hey,
Yeah.
did I tell you?
And it's smaller than a Hot Wheels car too. Like it doesn't even marry up in size. Like,
I'm flipping those on eBay for $4 or $5 a piece all day.
wow.
yeah?
I don't know why.
The silver or the red chrome?
The silver ones, I've
So-
got a few of the red ones on there too.
Well, Rick, that
'Cause-
red chrome that'll match up with the Target exclusives, the reds that always people are always
Ooh.
getting, right?
Oh.
That'll match up really good with that red.
So I tell you what. Here's what I'm trying to do now. I thought, hey, I'm going to go to the Lego store. I'm going to get me a red Lego minifigure keychain, which is funny considering all the Lego minifigure chains that I give my daughter because I use them to guarantee the gift with purchases, right? Well, you can't just buy the red minifigure. It's a VIP purchase. It's a VIP exclusive.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man,
Like a gift.
the one. And now that I want it, it's long gone, and I never gave a crap about it all the times I could have got. So now I'm probably gonna have to pay $10 to get it from a BrickLink guy who I'm
How
trying
much
to get a
was
code
the
from
gift?
now.
How much did you have to purchase for the gift?
Oh, I don't know. And actually, that was one you probably had to cash in. I don't know. Actually, it was probably a $50 buy-in Canadian to get the stupid keychain.
Yeah.
But I've always been of the mindset if I don't actually want anything, I'm not going to buy something stupid to get the gift with purchase. So I've got to actually want something. And so I always, plus I had no use for the keychains. And then that's when later on I clued in at times when stuff would be hard to get from Lego or if it would back order, because that's been a frequent problem the last 2 or 3 years, right? Launch day, you put in your order, 6 hours later, you find out it's back ordered or canceled, and you lose out on the gift of purchase you thought you might have got. Well, you put in the cheapest keychain on the website or some other stupid cheap accessory that you don't care about, $2 or $3, and then you'll get the pricey gift of purchase sent to you while you wait 2 months for the real set you wanted. And that's how I guarantee I get my gifts of purchases. I've been playing that game now for years, and it's great. My daughter's got fistfuls of these Lego keychains because I always order whatever's the cheapest keychain they got. Now that I want a keychain, I can't get it, so now I got to get BrickLink it from somebody.
You know, I realized that same thing when the Lego Harry Potter sets came out beginning of the summer. I pre-ordered a couple of them, and I got 3 gifts were purchased in a box before, like 3 weeks before the release date.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you ship me the gifts of purchase before you even
It's hilarious.
Release the
But
actual.
see, what I found was if I didn't have a second purchase with, say, a key set or a launch day set or something, then if they back order the set, I never got to give a purchase or they'd find some excuse. But if I put even the tiniest thing in there, they would absolutely ship me the gift with purchase, at least in Canada. That's what I'm finding. They would ship me whatever, and I'd get the gift with purchase. And, great. That's how I get all those stupid, the Robin Hood sets or the Star Wars and Beirut set, whatever they call it. I get a bunch of those. And it's like, they back ordered the sets that I wanted every time, but I always got the gift with purchases because I threw some stupid keychain for my daughter in there. I still come out ahead usually. But yeah, now I'm going to get the chrome red minifigure keychain, and I'll have this as if my keys aren't heavy enough. And it's the 2 things I collect, right? Lego and Hot Wheels. So I figured, hey, if that doesn't show me off as a collecting geek, nothing will. I'll have that dangling on my belt.
How many of the Hot Wheels cars do you have that the minifigures sit inside?
Sit inside, probably only 5 or 6. But I have I think 8 or 10 of them now with the studs where I can stud them on.
Well, yeah, the studs on, but the ones they actually.
Yeah, I know some of them sit and some of them can hold on to it. And
like this little guy.
Yes,
so the Lego figure will sit inside of the car.
Yep.
There must be a dozen of these. I've been picking them up because I'm going to start building my sig fig to send out to my friends, and each one of them's getting one of these Hot Wheel cars. And they're getting the truck, the 4x4. They're getting.
So do you find the Lego figures sit nice, or the Mega figures sit nice, or either way?
No, the Lego figures sit nicer.
They sit nice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me grammarly correct that. The Lego figures fit better than the Mega Constructs figures.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I've been focused on the stuff with studs just because it's very clear. I think I have just a few with the sit
these
down
little
or
guys here.
whatever. Yeah, so I saw two variants of that one yesterday.
Yeah,
One
blue and red.
blue, yeah, and the red one.
But the bars are made just thick enough that the minifigure's hands can fit on them.
Hands, yeah.
Now this one, actually, I think this one's made for the Mega Constructs, the smaller Hot Wheels drivers.
Oh, really?
Hold on, I've got one up here on the shelf somewhere.
Yeah, Ryan's got a bunch of the Black Series figures, dude. He showed off, I think, the Cad Bane figure. I gotta admit, I was looking for the Cad Bane figure after he did that. It's like, oh man. And if I ever found it, it's like, oh, I don't want to start collecting those. I like that Cad Bane though. So if I end up getting into those figures, Ryan, it's your fault. My wife will kill you. She'll probably make me choose a hobby, or choose two hobbies and give up one.
Really? Can you not just have like 10 versions of the same hobby?
Say that again. I'm sorry, Nate.
So we cannot just have like 10 branches of the same hobby?
Well, this is the problem. I'm using. It's like I used the Mega to branch into the Hot Wheels, and then what's next? It's like, oh my god.
When did you start doing the Hot Wheels?
Literally because of the Mega sets back at Christmas, before Christmas.
Really?
I started figuring. Yeah, because I knew I was going to get all four of the Mega sets, and I did. But as soon as I had one inbound, I started collecting the Hot Wheels right away. It's like, oh, I'm going to get all four sets anyway, by hook or by crook. I didn't care what I had to do to get them into the market. And I did end up importing, I think, 3 out of the 4. And it was like, okay, I'm going to make sure I collect the Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
and at Christmas, it was great. Like January, it was either late December or January where I took that trip to out near you. I went to actually Niagara area, Hamilton. I went to a couple different places, and I just cleaned up, like picking up at a couple of these vintage places where I got a bunch of great cars. It was fun. It was great. Almost killed myself. Blew out my tire twice on that road trip. Yeah, there's an area in Hamilton between like Hamilton and Brad's area in Brant in Paris. I don't know how long the stretch is. This one stretch of highway and the cell service. Is that what? I don't know if it's 403. I think no, it's just an 80K road.
Back roads.
Back road, 80K road, and I'm on it. No cell service, and all right, tire goes out. I get it going. I go 1 kilometer, goes out again. Like, are you kidding me?
Wow. Bad luck on that one.
Well, so my buddy had bought me years ago tire plug kits. I used them both, right? And they've been fine ever since. And I used the goop, sprayed it into the tire, let it roll. Right. And then I got back on the road. But the thing is, it was a borderline blizzard that day as I was coming back.
Oh, man.
And it was like, yeah, it was really sketchy. I was lucky I got back. But, I mean, that was a hell of a day. Yeah, I think and my thumbnail was something like, 300-kilometer road trip for whatever that almost killed me, and that was my thumbnail, like something brutal. Like that. Yeah, I mean, I exaggerate a little, but it was scary because the
things you
car
do
did spin out.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and to be in a zone where no one passed me the whole time, and no cell service, like, and I'm a bad guy for not dressing for the weather because I'm so used to how mild our winters are in Toronto now. Mm-hmm. That I don't wear heavy coats because I drive Toyotas. They warm up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to be wearing a heavy coat when you're driving.
No, I like to be flexible. Have that all the flexibility. So, and I'm literally 25 steps from my building out to my car. So it's like I don't have to dress for the weather. I jump in and I'm good. I wear sneakers on days when I don't work. I wear sneakers in the winter.
When you guys say self-service, what do you mean by that?
The cellular
service.
Basically reception.
Yeah, the mobile phones.
Areas that are like blackout zones.
Oh, okay. Self-service.
Yeah. We have 3 major carriers. It looks like 6, but it's still really only 3. and there's a few dropout points, but usually it's because of cell
Elevation.
services line of sight, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And if it dips in a valley too much, sometimes you just don't get good cell service.
Well, there's just not enough customers. They don't bother building a tower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's literally a dead zone between two
Because nobody's
pockets
usually
of
back there, right?
population.
It's
Yeah.
mostly farmland and back roads and stuff like that.
Well, that's
right?
it. Literally, horses on this side, horses on that
Yeah.
side, or woods on the other side, and it's like,
Yeah.
no one's
They haven't-
coming by.
Nate, they haven't developed all our farmland into industrial, commercial, residential
Not
areas.
yet. Although I tell you, between
And pretty
Toronto and
close.
Niagara Falls, it's getting pretty close.
Oh,
it's
it's
almost one big city.
Hey,
All the way
even
to the
even where
falls.
I live, we can go. I say 30 minutes out of the city to see family, and we hit no cell phone zones.
Really? Oh no! I mean, now it's gotten a lot better though. Like, honestly, we can drive. Like, I can drive from here to New Brunswick, or even straight to Newfoundland, and the cell service is pretty awesome now.
But Rick, remember that's the corridor. That's the main.
That's true. I'm not going off the highway system much.
I'll give Nate a little bit of facts here. Nate, half of the population of Canada lives in a 600-kilometer stretch of the country from Detroit up to like Montreal. That's half our country population.
That's half the population.
Yeah. That's nuts. And Canada's so big because you got to imagine we're East Coast, West Coast, the same as the States. But half our population lives in this corridor. So there's
not
so
even
many.
Just that. If you look at Quebec,
yeah,
a huge chunk of Quebec and especially Labrador is
Up
largely uninhabitable.
Yeah.
Not a lot of landmass, although it looks like it when you look at a map. It's like
lakes and
lakes and water. And like the Thousand Islands area is reasonably named because it's not a lot of land there.
I was just we took the kids up there early this summer, just out to see the Great Lakes. We went up the through Michigan State and saw Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, Lake Erie.
Nice.
I didn't realize Michigan had a whole another half a state above it.
Yeah. The upper part, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But how did you like it? Was it nice?
South border of Superior there, I felt like it was in Canada for a little bit. Nice.
Yeah. It's all laid back, right? Nothing's too crazy.
Oh, it was beautiful. Looks laid back and clean and just
clean.
My wife's like, "Let's move here," and I'm like, "This is 8 months of 4 feet of snow." No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Admittedly, Michigan still gets real snow. Buffalo still gets real snow, but on our side, not so much.
We're really seeing a difference in the last 15 years of mild winters. But if you live in the States, like if you live in New York State, like upper New York State, you'll get this lake effects, because it's so
where are you
mild.
guys? East of the lake?
Shazam.
We're in the middle. We're between, like if you think about it, Buffalo and Detroit, that's the majority of southern Ontario. But then Toronto's just a little like upper part. And then, everything else up there becomes rural, right?
Right.
But there's it's cottage country. So a lot of people from the cities go up there in the.
Toronto, I mean, we're kind of totally civilized going right north of Barrie now. I mean, actually, you go right up to Alliston now, and it's pretty much
all cities.
Civilization all the way up there.
Well, let's call it what it is, Rick. It's suburbs. It's now the suburbs of the GTA.
Yeah, it's suburbs today, and in 15 years, it's city. Yeah.
Sleeper communities.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I remember, 20, 30, 40 years ago, Scarborough, like, it was all spaced out.
Yeah.
And, and this will sound bad, but it was like white people, that's all you saw out there. And now it's like, oh, it's so different now. And people are complaining like, we have hospitals that aren't getting funded and this and that out there. It's like, it's a city like any other city now. It's not a suburb anymore.
No, it's all those 5, like what was it, 5, 6 cities that were like all separate. Now it's like a mega city, like you would kind of see back in the 80s flicks, where it's just all amalgamated into one big area, right?
See, I never differentiated in my head because even as a kid, if I could, and I did, I would walk from Toronto to Scarborough or ride my bike. If I could ride my bike through 1 or 2 cities, I don't call them cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is
boroughs.
Borough,
pretty much a neighborhood now, yeah. That's what they are.
Through all these places, and it's like,
no, you got it right. They're actually just neighborhoods now in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, because they're just massive neighborhoods. Right?
And we're connecting them, subway systems and everything.
Finally.
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 Well, it's like my daughter's university, right? She's going to York. Subway station is right there on the property now. Like, that's incredible. I remember once upon a time that was cornfields up there.
Yeah.
So that's something else. Woods and cornfields. It's incredible. So what do you have to, Ken?
I wish we had.
Not much. Just got back in a little while ago. The wife and I were out for a church thing. So.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, is there a fight tonight? But no, it's Friday night. That's
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Free fights on TSN.
TSN, eh?
But they're early because it's in Paris, France.
Yeah. So you weren't able to commit on Monday, but we can probably squeeze you in if something happens, or hang
On
around
the
anyway.
5th? On the 5th?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, it all depends on what the wife wants to do. If the kids are coming over, it's the holiday. But if I'm around, I'll
get on the chat, right? Because the first half hour of the chat, everyone who's in the chat that's Canadian, and that's the thing, you got to be Canadian and have the PayPal.
And I changed a few
into a spinning wheel draw, and we'll do depending on how many people, it'll either be the first one wins it, or it'll be like elimination.
Okay.
Depends how long I want to drag it out.
Yeah, I did some changes to the store for how people check out. I put in automatic checkout.
Okay.
So you can't order letter mail stuff from me without paying for it, because I was getting guys that were new. And remember, I posted that question about how you stop these guys that have no idea what they're doing. They order stuff and then it sits there for a week.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm
waiting for quotes from guys. I just asked for the quote function. I usually don't, but I know it's only, like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to get this keychain from a bunch of BrickLink guys. So I'm asking for a quote. I want to know, because if they are going to do letter mail, I'll be cool, because I know that's something that can go in the letter mail.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for quotes, and I think it's 3 days, and then a quote gets killed.
Yeah.
So I think I got one more day, and then I'm going to have to put in orders again or do something. I want this stupid keychain.
Which one?
Red Chrome minifigure. I think it's VIP only. I thought it came in a non-VIP variant. There is two different red monochrome minifigure keychain. There is two of them, but both VIP.
Rick, I might have to head out. I appreciate that, man.
You out of here, Nate. Thanks for dropping by. We'll have to make it happen more often, and we'll have a discussion on doing some tag team building on some of these larger sets. For sure.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, you want to do the Snake Mountain, or you want to do the Technodrome, or?
Well, the Technodrome might be a little cool. I don't want to do Snake Mountain until I do like Castle Grayskull, and that's going to be a large. That's going to be a long, drawn out thing when I start doing all the He-Man sets. But Technodrome, I don't have a backlog of turtle stuff, so it's like I could probably bang out the Technodrome, and I know Ryan's got one, I think, so it'd be kind of cool. We could have a bunch of us do the Technodrome.
Castle Grayskull?
Sorry?
Don't you have a Castle Grayskull?
I have a Castle Grayskull, but when I do that, I want to do the entire wave out. And I'll probably want to do that exclusively on the channel. But the Technodrome, like, I don't have an issue building that anywhere with anybody.
Yeah,
I only got the one set, maybe two.
I need to build mine. I really do. So if you want to get together and do that, try to set something up where we can sit and build together.
That would definitely be cool. I think Ryan would like a piece of that action too.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. It's been fun.
Nice to meet you. We'll have to chat again on some mega stuff.
So promote your channel before you leave.
Me? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So, BrickLink Bricks here on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on eBay.
Awesome.
So, I do most Sundays we do a Let's Talk Mega Mutu stream, and we chat for a little bit. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. The purples in your Snake Mountain.
Yeah.
So last Sunday we did a chat, and there's a guy named Brian. He's really technical about the builds. He was telling me about 4 different purple shades in that build.
Oh, great!
One shade was actually in previous Halo sets compared to the codes, and yet none of them actually match up to the what were these called? The high school, the monster
Oh, the
high set.
Monster High, yeah. So
Okay.
none of them match, eh?
None of the purples matched to that as far as blocks, but
Huh.
one of the 4 purples did match previous Halo sets.
That's
there you go.
interesting.
So we'll be able to see that in the coding for the parts list. They'll have
Yeah,
different
exactly. That's how he figured it out. He went through the coding.
yeah, the codes will have the
I've
color.
never paid that much attention to the mega
Oh,
codes.
terrible.
That's
So the
hey, I
color
love
coding
this
is part of the numbering
guy
system.
Brian that's on my
Yeah, the
channel.
last 2
I
letters.
love him. He is so detailed on this stuff. It's amazing.
I've never clued into that.
Yeah, when you look
Yeah.
at the code for the part number, the last 2 letters are the color code.
On the card.
Or it's either the first 2 or the last 2. It depends on the piece. But you
Son of
can
a
go
gun.
into sets with the different ones, and you'll have like AM, MA, all that kind of stuff. It's all in there.
Yep. You'll find
Wow.
it.
That's how you can kind of tell what belongs where by looking at the codes. Like some of the pieces will have that code on the inside of the brick, right? So you can kind of differentiate which one's which in your parts list
Yeah.
too when they're too close. So that's kind of cool.
See, again
Who
with
was
Mega,
that,
I've
Nate?
never really had to hunt down too many parts, and when I did, I always just contacted, customer
Yeah,
service,
I've
which used to be
honestly,
awesome.
I've only contacted Mega one time for parts. I got the
Yeah.
wrong figures.
Well, I think I've done it 10 or 12 times, but I mean, all but one time they were perfect, and the one time it was that they weren't perfect for me was a piece that went on a Warthog that was supposed to have reflective paint to mimic the headlamps that would be up there. And when it came, it's like it was slightly wrong or whatever. The piece was good, but the chrome wasn't there. So I took
Right.
spray chrome and look, I replicated it just fine. It's like whatever. Good enough.
All right. I
Take it
appreciate
easy,
it, though.
Nate.
Take it
You
easy,
too,
Nate.
guys. Thank you for having me.
Peace. That was awesome. When I saw him in the channel, I was kind of hoping he'd want to come on. He said, "Send me a link." Like, yeah, all right, cool. Because him and me, we've been on each other's channels once or twice, but he, like you, Dan, he's.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm gonna have to check out his.
No,
Sunday.
you have to. You
Yeah.
have to. He's definitely a part of the Mega Brotherhood.
I feel like
There's not a lot of us, but he's definitely a big Mega guy.
I feel like I popped his balloon when he busted out his Treasure Island.
Oh no, you guys! I could have just turned off and let you guys go. Come back, and
That's funny.
I'll get all the views.
Like,
and
wait a
and
minute, I
watch
just have-
hours.
And that's so random that I actually had that piece in the room with me. I was just like, wait a minute, let's see what he says about this. And then he just like, oh,
and because you guys like, okay, so I've built, let's see, 20-ish Warthog sets, and then maybe another, let's say 15 or 20 Call of Duty sets, and then beyond that, not a lot of Mega. Okay, so that's probably my experience with the Mega, and everything else is in the backlog behind me. But yeah, you guys have got some real cherry pieces that every time I talk to one of you, you guys are showing me stuff I've never seen.
well,
That
I'm gonna throw one
Kraken.
more. How about a Warthog with Hot Wheels wheels? This is the new Hot Wheels on the monster trucks.
Okay.
So I took that and I took the hubcap off of the Forge Hog. So there's the Hot
Sure.
Wheels wheel, one stud peg,
Oh,
and I can put the hubcap on the Hot Wheels wheel. So I just upgraded the Warthog. So this is the Infinity one with Hot
and
Wheels.
it's solid, like it's good clutch. It stays on good.
Oh, solid, like perfect. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like it was meant to. I'll take it off and I'll show you. So, right there. So the Hot Wheels wheel,
Yep.
and it's bigger than the original Warthog wheels, but not oversized that it interferes
It
with.
doesn't look wrong.
It
Yeah,
looks-
look at that, eh?
Right there. There you go. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get this on there without the stud, but it's going to be a mod, probably going to be like a temporary glue or something like that. But let me take it off. I'll show you what it looks like.
Well, if you're going to go that route, do you have leg glue?
I would probably have. So if you do it flush,
Because that's great because you'll just be able to use hot water to dissolve it later.
yeah. So if you do it flush, it's bang on.
Oh.
So if you
Nice.
glue it on, so you maybe you got a tip for that, but yeah, with the one stud,
Oh, without glue. Well, you could do without glue too. If you just take a little bit of plastic or cellophane,
yeah,
and it'll just act as a space filler. Just add enough.
but it doesn't hang on.
resistance.
It doesn't hang on without something grabbing it. So
Grab
right now,
Okay.
sideways, you can't tell,
Okay.
but from a little bit on an angle, right there. You can kind of
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah,
but it doesn't
I
matter.
see that.
So this is the camo green, which matches exactly to the Halo colors.
Yeah.
All like that green's bang on from the Hot Wheels set that came out with the little mini 4x4s.
Okay.
They're in the stores now. They just came out. It's got the red and blue one, the graffiti one, and then the this is one of the four, I think. One of the four, one of the three.
Oh boy.
But that's the same Halo green, which is we were kind of wondering about that, and it worked. So that's a upgrade to the Warthog. Now it's become a Hot Wheels Warthog with those wheels.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fun. That's why like this is part of the fun is that you can just kind of mock stuff up and just have fun with it. And that new suspension is just killer. Like all these old Warthog suspensions are just kind of, they don't hold up.
Now you know how I love to play with the Chinese stuff, as you saw with the two sets earlier. Well, not everything from China works out in my favor. So this was supposed to be base plates. Do you see anything wrong with them?
I don't know if you got them angled or not. What happened? They got hot?
So, Canada Post bangs on the door. Oh, look. And my heart sank because I knew exactly what it was, big flat package. And he's literally holding it like this.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did they just ship it in like a bag? It
was in a great pack, literally. So I've already been refunded this. So
here's a question. If you put that in hot water, would it come back?
I can absolutely
boiling water?
bend it back, but it's not going to look great.
No, you'll have stress marks in it.
I am going to try it.
What about a heat gun from the opposite side?
Heat gun will absolutely bring it back, but again, I just.
Well, here's a question then, Rick. Did it go white? Did the plastic go white?
On the back, it did for sure.
Okay. Yeah, who cares about the back?
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, on the front.
Would a hair dryer?
One or two little points.
Would a heat gun do it?
You know what? I can probably even correct this visually.
Just pushing on it?
No. Well, I mean, like with the
leave it outside. Leave it outside.
Look at the plate, by the way. Take a look at it.
Oh, it's the moon print.
Yeah, and so it's not even horrible. What's there now? So the reason I got this is there's two different prints.
Nice.
And then there's some pieces that's Chinese crap, but it makes up kind of the craters. And I wanted to try it. I probably should have ordered more.
It has buildable accents?
Buildable craters, yeah. But look at the prints already. You can see how cool they look.
That looks cool, yeah.
So if I can't bend it back, I'm probably going to either cut it or do something else with it. But these are free now because I've been already credited. But
so how's the feel? The plastic feel?
Like every other.
Like I can hear it. I can tell that kind of plastic that it is. But
yeah.
And how does
I haven't checked the studs yet at all.
Yeah. That's what I was say. How does the stud lock feel?
Because here's the thing. I've played with so many of these over the years. You end up with some real interesting situations where if you use a short throw brick like that's less than 4 studs long, you'll never notice a problem. If there's going to be a problem when you go 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever longer,
it'll throw it out, eh?
Well, what you'll find is it'll do some weird pulling, usually. The tolerances definitely can be different. And the other problem is the height of your plates. Now, this one looks like it's pretty equivalent to the Lego standard, but there's absolutely some that are a little thicker, so they'll never marry up.
Oh.
Height-wise. And then there's some that are intentionally plate thick, and those are cool because they'll have the female bottoms so that you can stud into the bottom. But when you're looking for something that'll marry up with your existing plates...
If you're trying to do a diorama, it won't match up, eh?
And they won't match up. That kills you. But the reason I wanted to try these was those beautiful prints. Because look, to me, it just looked so awesome. I will probably order more just because I'm really.
What are they worth?
Between $4 and $7 Canadian, depending on who you're ordering from. That'll include the shipping at that price.
That's not bad.
The same people will usually offer lots of variants, not just this moon plates. They'll offer camo, lots of great stuff. Sand, water patterns.
Yeah, water and green would be good for that type.
I've seen some. One guy had a really cool one that looked like it was designed for role-playing games. It had a hexagonal print, for people who might want to build big RPG boards out of
Like the Warhammer guys or whatever, right?
Warhammer type guys. I'm not sure why you want to use this. There might be a good reason, but I don't know. Actually, I guess with Warhammer, Warhammer 40K, I could see a good use for Lego because you could build walls and platforms and.
Well, Rick, I'm gonna do a show and tell for you while you're there. How about the raft for that shark attack?
Oh, look at that!
So these guys want to hunt the shark down with their harpoon.
So wait, the shark is part of this set?
Yeah. So where did I put that shark? So the shark.
Ken, you gotta see this guy's shark.
So
That is a mega part.
Wow.
So there's your brick up top.
Yeah.
4 studs with
Right?
the classic mega round logo.
So-
I love it.
Hey, Rick, I'm going to show you something cool with this one. So the shark can actually take a bite out of your raft.
Okay.
And then, because you take a bite out, it then separates. And
No.
so you got...
I love that. So you can literally set it up so like it's sinking.
You can get back in there.
I'm
That's
sorry.
like the haunted side, or the hidden side's shrimp boat.
Lego.
It splits.
Kind of, right?
It splits in two.
Yeah.
So then the harpoon has a string. And so you can hunt your shark down. Oh, you can't see the string too well, but...
Hey, Will. Oh, yeah. I'll get those instructions to you tomorrow. Okay, buddy? I owe him some instructions for something.
But I'll show Ken. Ken, here's the Kraken,
Oh,
yeah.
Zoomed in again.
which is kind of like a Stranger's Thing scenario.
Yeah. Is it soft or is it?
Yeah.
Is it
So
like,
it's all like rubbery, and
Yeah.
it's not like this part.
I
is
just love
hard.
seeing the handful of studs on it. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. So the
I mean,
head has the studs.
now
and
is that
the
is that hard like a regular Mega Block element, or is the
So
whole thing soft?
The body here is
Rubbery.
one hard piece of plastic. Like it's
Okay.
tough. Like it's not. It's just like just a good plasticky rubbery feel
Right.
to it. But these guys are all the rubbery, movable parts. All the
Yeah, Lego doesn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's too bad because
not much. I mean, I have some cool parts, and I'm not sure what set they came from because I don't have the set, but what I have is some
For
bulk
Mega?
lots. No, Lego.
Oh,
And
for
they're
Lego.
sharp, pointy things that are about 6 or 7 studs long. They are Lego pieces, and you can see where it goes from ABS to a rubber point. And the last 2 or 3 studs in length that come to a point, they're rubber. And I thought these are just so cool, but I don't see them in
So,
any sets.
Rick, here's a
at
detail.
least not
that
recently.
Mega was really good at doing little details. Cut in the shark, painted.
Nice.
So,
Well, the thing with painted stuff with Mega, like we talked about it earlier with the figures, you get any 2, and you'll never get
Oh.
the same paint job.
yeah, no, that's the best thing. Is all you need.
I mean,
right?
you're definitely getting some creative stuff. And
So there you go.
unique looking
That's kind of
pieces.
what they want to get you to
Oh,
do.
look
right?
at that, eh?
There you go. So that's
See,
just kind of cool. This is
Lego,
why I like
Lego will never give us that. Not
No.
like that.
No.
And that's a
Something
shame.
that
'Cause that
violent,
looks awesome.
it. That
not a
violent.
chance. You will
Meanwhile,
never
they're
get something that violent out of Lego.
this is what gets me with the whole Lego violent thingy is that they'll produce Indiana Jones, which was a violent movie, right? In so many ways, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised they haven't put up the set where the guys were fighting in front of the plane when he hits the propeller, right?
They
in
did.
Raiders. Did they put
They
up that
did.
one? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah. Hang on a second.
So is it actually an actual set, that fight scene? I gotta see
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So it's just like it doesn't make sense why it's and it's a movie with NZs in it. So it's just like you sit there and it's like, yeah, come on, Lego. You need to like hold back your rhetoric a little bit with that. But my personal the way I describe Lego to friends of mine and between Mega and them, it's like you're playing 8-bit with Lego, and you're playing full res with Mega because of the newer stuff that's all minifig, the new models and stuff like that. It's like 8-bit quality because that's how we played video games back in the day. It's just the blockiness, the not very many rounded corners. And it's not to diss on Lego. It's just that's the style that it is, that blockiness, right? But when you look at Mega, like look at Snake Mountain, that is not a blocky 8-bit, scenario.
So it is set number
Yeah, let me look this up.
7683.
7683.
Yeah.
7683.
And it's called
Lego.
Fight on the Flying Wing.
As if. That's funny. I never ever saw this before. Ha ha. And it even has the gas truck too.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Yeah, not violent. No, Leo's not violent at all. Nope.
They never
Oh,
said that they would never do
wow.
violence like that. Really, they
Or was it
just
war?
said we're never going to make a set that's a gun.
Oh,
But yet you can have all kinds of other gun
it's-
minifigure guns and everything.
they just do what they like. We were talking about this earlier, Ken. That Osprey that they didn't want to make. Just like it's just you made it, you sold it, and then you're like reneging on it. It's like
Yeah. You pull it back after it's on the market.
all you're doing is making that set worth so much more on the secondary market, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows how many of those sets still went out the back door afterwards? They didn't. They probably
I told you, and I tried so
They
hard.
didn't destroy it.
Technically, I'm still trying. I was talking
Is
to
it
the guy.
for sale though? Like, are they for sale out there, or are people just hanging on to them for like shit ton of money?
On BrickLink, it's almost impossible. I don't think any have sold recently, but there's people. There's always conversations. When there's definitely like I call it fastest credit card, right?
Pretty much.
I'm there. Like with all my scores for SDCC stuff. Like if you're quick and nimble with the card, you will win. And if you're willing to play that stupid game, then yeah. And there's definitely people who know there's some of us who are dumb like that. And hey, that's a sucker. I know.
Well,
I
there
get
was
contacted all the time. And it's like, hey, you want in on this? Yeah.
It
Fastest
literally just
credit card.
happened. You were talking about earlier the Halo Falcon set, the Falcon sweep. The moment they said, "Oh, there's no more stock," the next day, stock was gone on eBay. Stock was gone anywhere, and prices were already double right away with like the next day. And yeah, the people are they were already selling at double price, and then it doubled again. So it's just ridiculous. But if you wait, they'll come back. It'll come back. It's too popular to get rid of. A friend of mine was saying, it's like you literally handed the fans the best set ever. The Noble team, which is like the 6, figures that everybody wanted, which was damn near impossible to get separate. And then the actual Falcon itself, newer, updated. So it'll come. They know it's a moneymaker. So it'll eventually come. Just like Snake Mountain's going to be around for a while. People were freaking out. Oh, it's not on Mattel Creations website anymore. Oh, I missed out. No, you didn't. It's they mass produced that sucker. I'm sure there's like thousands of those things sitting
Well, just look what goes into it. Too many parts, a handful of custom parts, right?
They got to get their money's worth out of that. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and look what they've done the last 2 years with the re-releases. Okay, great. Now we know how they think.
But you know what?
And people should be careful now for any purchases.
Yeah.
Think that they're willing to re-release sets now. And if you want the build, great. And as far as I know, it's even the same 5-digit code for the set. For like the new Grayskull set.
Oh yeah, because all they did was redo the box. That's all it was. And then they did some talk about an Easter egg in it, which is like either the comic or some little part maybe.
Hey, if it's a new toss-in, great. But that won't be enough to make me buy it again.
No, especially not for that horrid.
I've
box.
only done that like really once, and that was with one of the Warthog sets where they re-released it with a new set number.
Like updated.
It's a fire team. And here's the thing: it was new box, same set, same 2 figures, and then the manual in the second release actually had the numbering from the first release.
Oh, for the first one, so they just reused. Oh,
they reused the manuals.
Did you see that there's a new Warthog coming out, the red team one?
Yes.
Did you find it yet?
No.
It's in Buffalo. It's in Buffalo at all the Walmarts there. I might have to take a trip out there. It's not that far. Yeah.
Boy, would that be something? I wake up my wife tomorrow. Guess where we're going? We're going to Buffalo tomorrow. Yeah. Well, because I don't go back to work till Tuesday, and it's like, because I've been off since Tuesday, and it's like,
Well, there's always stuff to do on the way, right? Like on the way, hey, let's stop in, have lunch, see the falls, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we're gonna pop over to Walmart. See you later.
Yeah. Well, she'll know there's definitely an
More than one
agenda.
intention. Yeah.
If I want to go, because I haven't wanted to travel, she knows if I'm going to want to cross the border, I'm shopping.
Yeah. So that's what BrickSync was like awesome to see. Like there's a bunch of there that are within drive time of the border that you can pick up a couple, right? So they're there. I'm just wondering when I'm gonna go, but I don't know. They'll eventually come. I can't see Red Team not showing up in Canada Toys R Us or Amazon. They have to have
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Really
so many of the sets I imported in the last year and a half. You out of here,
You're out,
Ken?
Ken?
Yeah. There you go.
Take it easy, buddy.
Have a good
Hey.
night.
Night.
So many of the sets that I've imported, and don't get me wrong, still glad I did it because, FOMO is real. I don't want to lose out. And there's been too many times in the past where I have had to spend plenty of extra money to get what I want later. I figure I'll spend a little bit more money now.
Your late tax, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it's okay. I'll pay a little more now, get it when I want it, and then I don't have to think about it.
Well, that's what I was thinking with that
worth
Snake
it for me.
Mountain. Yeah, it's like, oh, should I have gotten it? And like, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's not a big deal.
This one is a biggie, and it's like the big premium box, fine. But those Hot Wheels cars, I figure, okay, I got the 4 I really wanted. I don't care too much about Bigfoot. If I see it on the shelf, I'll absolutely buy it. The other 2 cars, I kind of want. You know what? I'm going to sit back this time and I'll gamble. See what happens.
The hard part to swallow is the price points in Canada for these sets. Like even the all the Hot Wheels sets that just came out, those 4, the main ones, I was not going to pay Toys R Us prices for that. It was like, ugh. Amazon was shoddy with their inventory, so they never really came through.
But there's been 3 discounts on them, and now I think it's the best. Or last week, or the week before was the best one. 25% off.
Yeah, so that's when I got the majority of them, and I got a price reduction on the earlier one that was only 20%. And so
that reminds me, I got one of those stupid $10 off cards. I need to figure out how I'm going to utilize that at Toys R Us. Yeah,
but Toys R Us is so they're at least 10 to 20% overpriced of everywhere else. I'm like, man, you guys are really taking the the price point just a little bit too much. Like the what do you call it? You're not getting that premium price there. You're not getting anything extra for buying it there. So why are they charging so much more? But it was ever since like when they bought out the Canadian, whoever investors bought out Toys R Us from the States, ever since then the prices were higher. But now they're not, getting the value of that mass shipping, easy.
They don't have the same access to inventory that they used to because it's smaller Toys R Us organization. So
what's ironic though is that every time I've gone there, it's packed. Every time people still flock to Toys R Us.
Oh yeah,
parents taking their kids, they just flock to it and they sell everything. But it's just that premium pricing is.
And the shelves are still relatively full of stuff.
I've never seen them empty. Yeah,
I go looking for Hot Wheels. Lots of Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Lego's pretty well stocked. Mega, well, there's something better than Walmart for sure. Every time I go.
Yep.
And the reason I go to Toys R Us is I'm looking because I'm hoping they have it first.
Yeah.
Is there something new? Is there some purple logo, something or other I might want that isn't Pokemon? Because if it's Pokemon, I only want the giant stuff. That's all I want. I don't want to be collecting.
Do you like the new moving Pokemon sets? The ones that
I have.
Did you get the Pikachu one?
Yeah, I got the Pikachu.
Yeah, what do you think of that? What's your?
I haven't built it. I think it's amazing. I love kinetic stuff.
The fact that it moves, it runs like in the show. I was like, holy, but it's $130 at Walmart. Well, you're getting a discount on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. I get 20% off on Tuesday, 10% every other day.
Because it's a pricey.
But I imported that, and I still did better
than here. Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty good, and so I don't ignore that mega site now. It's like, I get the emails. Like I go take a look now every time, and it's not just that this stuff. It's like, hey, the Hot Wheels and even the Barbie stuff. Like I look at it now because it turns out my wife's interested in some of the Barbie fancy versions that you could never find in the stores here.
Yeah. I got for my daughter. At least 3 years now. The DC Barbie stuff when Wonder Woman came out. Was it 84 movie?
Yeah.
They had some nice looking little. Like,
by the way, have you watched that movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We just watched it.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
Dude. Okay.
I
love Gal Gadot. Beautiful woman.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think her Wonder Woman's great.
So
I
the
really
first
do.
one, awesome movie, right? First,
And I like Christopher Pine.
yeah.
That movie, I was never a big DC person, so
Okay.
I can't tell you much about Wonder Woman or her rogues gallery
Sure,
and the
sure. Yeah.
characters and all that stuff. Not the biggest fan. I probably bought all of 2 or 3 comics in 50 years with Wonder
But
Woman on the
it's
title.
Wonder Woman and the storyline. What did you think of it?
Well, that's the thing. The movie first. I mean, the lead in. I mean, we should come up
The
with a separate
premise. This is,
channel.
this is it.
Our
The
movie
premise.
reviews.
Yeah.
So it's like me and my wife are sitting through it because we're trying to catch up on the backlog of some of
How
our
many
stuff.
how many
And
times did you look at each other? That's what I want to know. Like what?
it was, and of course, this is my pick,
Yes.
right? And most of my picks are great. A lot of her movies, when she chooses, like we both hate it usually, but this was
Okay.
one of my picks. I go, how bad can it be? Like I didn't hear anything bad about it. I didn't hear anything bad. I just figured
Okay.
it'll be fine for us, right?
So this is a good review. Let's hear. Let's hear it. No bias.
And we're sitting through it, and that whole beginning scene with Deanna as a kid doing the athletic thing.
Oh, that was
and watching her
that's
getting
what I wanna see.
chastised.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved watching it,
Yeah.
and then the object lesson at the end of it. It's like, okay,
Did we need a GI Joe moment there? It's like
and
right?
then I'm thinking, and this is going to play out how in the movie,
Yeah.
and then we go through the rest of the movie, and it's like, this is horrible. This is the worst pile of crap. I'm sorry, and I love Gal Gadot.
Yeah, the
I love
people
her.
aren't the problem. The
No,
story
the
was
actors are not the
crap.
problem.
Yeah, the
The
story.
story they were forced, that they got paid to reenact. It's like, oh my god, everyone was there to collect a paycheck because
Yeah.
they could not have gone through that whole movie and thought this is a great piece of work.
Well,
I can't wait till I do the
bet.
third one. Like,
Well, the thing is, though, I bet they didn't know how it was going to turn out. They did see like a lot of the scenes were kick ass, like just to if you were
oh,
to
there was.
break it down.
I
But when
mean,
they put the
on many
story
levels, the
together,
movie's fine, but the story is.
oh, so I'm sure that afterwards they're going, "What the hell did we film?" Like, so a lot of the critics out there just kind of shit on that movie because, well, you could because it just wasn't up to par. But then when you compare that to like Snyder's cut of the Batman versus Superman, like the Justice League one, again, it was just if I come across that on my Google, like I'm just I'm like, oh, it's Batman, like the Justice League. Oh, it's the Snyder cut. It's like play because it's just so kick ass. Like it just blows everything else out of the water. But yeah, the first Wonder Woman was way better than this one. I hope they can at least make up for that one because it just doesn't work. It does. It's so
are they
bad.
going to do another Wonder Woman
Who
movie?
knows? Who knows? Who knows? But the fans are there for it. But will the thing is, the Warner Brothers or DC, whoever's running that show over there,
Warner Brothers is in a state of flux right now.
Yeah, because I think there's different people running the show now. So
because they're also tied with Discovery and HBO now, like this whole
Discovery Warner Brothers, is that how it is? Yeah,
I think it's something like that.
So
and there's something happening in that company.
They're trying to reboot everything. They're trying to restart everything. Like even Superman. They don't even know what they're doing with that because I don't think Cavill's going to come back for that.
No.
He's going to do the James Bond.
And it's like, okay, and if he's Bond, great.
I
see it. I think it could work.
I think he'll be it. That's
I'm not I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of The Witcher that he's done. Like The Witcher's fine. I know people like the comics.
The Witcher fans are more. The Witcher fans
probably
are
like the show more than I did. Like The Witcher was okay for me.
Yeah,
it's not like it wasn't painful to watch or anything. But that's Superman. I thought he
nailed
it.
On. Yeah. For
That's
our generation,
it's not candy coated. It's not too dark. It's not Batman dark. It's just good.
Because you got to remember, the Superman story was just an innocent guy who is good and never had an ill thought, right? So that guy played the part, right? Yeah. And you look at Reeves when we grew up with him. He did it the same thing. He was just an innocent guy who played the ditzy Clark Kent, and that was his facade, right? That was his hiding, or what do you call it? This mask, right? Of all that. But ultimately, Cavill did a good job because if you've watched his other stuff, his other spy movie stuff, I forget the names of it. He's just a good actor. He does.
I can't say I've watched a lot of his material, but
there's some really good ones.
Superman, I get it, and I could see him. It's funny. I've watched more of him on interview shows from the UK talking, and like he's just got this presence and comedic and even comedic timing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like,
Oh yeah.
oh, this guy's got some smarts and some wits about him. Like,
Well, what's
and
really
I could
funny,
see him. I could see him doing Bond because he's always nicely dressed. Like he's definitely
yeah, yeah.
taking care of
He's got
himself.
the stature for it. Yeah.
And it's like I could see him doing Bond for sure.
The cool thing about him is that if you see more stuff on him outside of the talk show stuff, he's literally just a nerd like anybody else out there. He makes his own computers, so he'll like be constructing
Really?
computers. He's a Dungeons and Dragons guy, so
Oh
where's the
no,
Warhammer or the Warhammer stuff. So
Warhammer.
he like knows all about that stuff, and so he just leaves everybody just flabbergasted that he's just a down to earth guy, which is really cool. It's how you want it. He's not high himself. He's not out there, pulling, any stunts or anything like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what DC is gonna do with like the Warner Brothers are doing with DC, but they gotta get cracking on that. Like people are getting sick of Marvel now because it's getting a little convoluted with all the stories and stuff. It's just getting played out, right? I think ever since the Infinity War was done, everything else was just kind of filler.
Well, now to tackle the B characters, the C
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
characters.
yeah.
Like, I can't say I was
Not
ever
gonna
a
talk
huge
filler.
fan of She-Hulk. Like, I've watched 2 episodes, and I don't think it's horrible or anything. I really
Well,
don't. I think it's actually true to the John Byrne comics.
yeah,
when
because
he had it.
they're playing up all those angles. But ultimately,
Yeah,
you shouldn't be
she's
watching
talking
these
to the
little-
audience, and I told
Yeah.
my wife, "Oh my gosh, she just talked to the audience, just like John Byrne made her do in
Yeah.
the comic book."
Yeah, yeah,
And my wife goes, "What?" I go, "This is what the writer did,
yeah.
writer/artist on
wall.
that book."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god.
So it's
she's talking
funny
to
that
the
like that's the
audience.
shtick, like that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is, I think that these small episodes aren't the way to go. They should have released a full on version, like an hour and a half or hour, or just at least more than one episode at a time, because it's just it's done already. Like what? Then they have the Marvel shtick of the end of credits. There's a little tidbit there, and it's like, oh man, you guys are just playing this up. So now it's just kind of losing its glossiness to it. It's just kind of shiny.
And I don't necessarily want to watch the credits on a half-hour She-Hulk episode to see a 2-minute piece of what probably ended up on the cutting room floor.
Like these episodes should be a movie. Just put out a damn movie. We'll be more satisfied with a movie where they can do flashbacks. They can do.
Was that Falcon? They did 6 episodes.
Yeah, the Falcon Captain America one.
I like that.
I
like the pacing of that
because it had a story. It had a really good story where they're trying to figure out what's going on, right? And then even Hawkeye was the same thing because they were bringing in the other characters to finish off those storylines. So like for Black Widow dying and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, 2 episodes into this She-Hulk, it's like, okay, I could take it or leave it.
I still find it funny that you did not hear about the reviews on Wonder Woman 84. Wow. Like it.
No, because I'm not swayed by
attention.
reviews on stuff, whether it's Brick Toys, movies. Like,
yeah.
I don't chase it. It's just not like my YouTube watching isn't review guys. It's other stuff.
Well, all the reviews it's a personal opinion, regardless.
Sure.
So even now with the Rings of Power, if you liked the Lord of the Rings, you will like this prequel stuff because it's showing it's going all the way back to the beginning of the main characters from Lord of the Rings, where they came from, like where they started. So that's kind of cool. And then the other one was the Game of Thrones series that started up, the House of Dragons.
I haven't seen any of that yet.
Did you see any of the other stuff, the Game of Thrones, or just the new stuff?
Game of Thrones. I was heavy into.
You watching that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new stuff. Wait till there's like 6 episodes in and binge watch it as a movie. Oh, you won't be disappointed.
Well, where can I watch that?
That's on Amazon.
Oh, is it Amazon? Great.
No, sorry. Game of Thrones is HBO, and Rings of Power is that. But HBO, if you know how to download,
I can get. Yeah, I can figure out my way.
I still download
HBO.
stuff because all
Actually,
these services.
my mother is the biggest pirate you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah.
And I could just remote into her computer from here.
Yeah, just tell her
download it, and then I'll just bring it over.
Yeah.
If I really want it that bad.
This is what I don't get. Like even with the computer world, we used to download stuff and hold it. You had it. Streaming, you just continuously waste your data, which is all free now anyway. It's all inclusive. But it's just like nobody likes to own stuff anymore because if like for me, I like to be mobile and portable. If you go somewhere where you have no reception, and shitty reception, or a shitty streaming bandwidth, how are you going to watch something? For me, my kids, I'll throw a movie on their tablets and, they're done. We're good to go.
Well,
No?
I was the Napster generation. Um,
Yeah,
the
but
music
that didn't last
and
that long
movies,
either.
you know, very quickly went from zero to like 2,000 albums like that,
Oh yeah.
and now it's like, why?
Now you
I
just
have
stream
Apple
it.
Music. I have Apple
Exactly.
Music with a good data plan. I don't even care.
Yeah.
And it's funny, even though I have the good data plan, what do? I preload so much of it on my phone,
Good.
so I don't even use the
Old habits.
data,
Yeah, old
and I
habit
have it
standard.
anyway. But it is funny how things have changed in 20 and 30 years because like,
Okay, but here's the biggest problem. At some point, the system will break down, and people, just like when Rogers went down for that day,
oh yeah.
it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be
Oh no,
just.
for the 2 day, I think I was home those two
Was it two
days.
days? Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
18 hours, 2 days, something
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, it was horrible. And of
People were
course, it's
losing their
like,
shit. It
well, I
was
can't
crazy.
stream, so I'm not going to build because I build everything on screen. Uh, yeah, it was just horrible. It was just something else.
So at what
Um,
point in that 18 hours did you disconnect, or it was more than 24 hours? What point did you just disconnect and go, okay, well, moving on. I'm gonna go do something else, because you had to give up waiting for,
so
right?
I actually have a gimmick here, and I don't know what you actually call it. I got a little device where I can bring in two services.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, and I can get, which is another reason I can stream to 6, 7, 8 like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
if
You're
if
using
I
two
want to,
different bandwidths.
and so that helps me get through some of those problems, so that my wife is never without internet here.
That's good.
Yeah, so I can couple two competing services. Um, you know, you pay, I don't know, 200, 300 for the device. It's not a big deal, but you can
So
actually,
that
honestly,
so
you
you
could
have
Raspberry
Bell.
Pi. You
Yeah,
can, yeah, yeah. Well, you can Bell in Rogers. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, because
yeah.
really, you should be able to take
What's
internet
funny, the
bandwidth from.
government wanted these guys to get together so that next time this doesn't happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
you're
The
never going to get them to
emergency
play
calls.
nice like that. That's just a
No,
bit too much.
And
Because
it's
here's the
limited.
thing, it is crazy because it's like, you could tell that the guys who are making this suggestion really don't understand the backbones of either company.
Yeah,
Because Bell did suffer too, and so did TELUS in half the country,
yeah, yeah.
because they were picking up a lot of the slack, whether it was the people going to the coffee shops or wherever. And guess
Ah,
what?
okay.
Their services took hits too that they weren't expecting, because everyone was using their phone to piggyback their business or their
Sure.
office or whatever. And yeah, it's just like trying in Toronto trying to use buses to pick up when the subway drops. It kind of sort of works, but it doesn't really.
It eventually gets the job done. Yeah, eventually. But this is how we're spoiled too, electronically. This is like, if we grew up in
Oh, that
the
was a smack in the face. Like, that was a wake up call. Like,
yeah.
hey, that's why we need, Elon Musk with Starlink and stuff.
But wasn't it the worst part was that you could not have access to a phone. That's the problem. The phone service was down because it
Yeah.
all
Well,
worked off of the same
well,
service.
like 911 was largely
Yeah.
down
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of the government services are backboned on the Rogers because they're the number one.
Well, look how many stores
So
couldn't provide sales. That's why, like, people are
no
still saying
credit.
cash.
Most of a lot of Toronto. It's funny. The people with the cash
They
was
are the
king.
winners. Cash was king.
Yeah.
And so now apparently somebody told me that Starbucks is going cashless. And I'm like, what? Like, how can they be allowed to do that? You have to accept cash in the country. Like, just doesn't make sense. But
I think COVID was kind of the
electronic smack in the
nail in
face.
the
Really.
coffin for the cash going away.
Yeah.
The germaphobes won on that case, and whatever.
Yeah, because you still see people with what do you call it, the gloves on when they're handling cash, and I'm like, that's not why. But you know what's funny? This really just showed how unsanitary people were, the COVID pandemic, right? I'll guarantee you'll never go to another birthday party and somebody's blowing out their candles and giving you a slice of that cake,
I know
right?
that. No,
Now it's like
that shit's
forever
died. Everyone's
cupcake,
got
cupcakes.
cupcakes. No, you're
That's
100% right.
that's the biggest joke ever. Is like
Yeah,
nobody's gonna do that anymore.
yep.
Oh
That's
my gosh! But
yeah.
again,
Grandma's not spitting on the cake anymore.
well, here's the funny thing: is I had a kid in daycare prior to all that, and kids were getting sick all the time and bringing their germs home because obviously they're just like passing them around like crazy. Through the pandemic, when kid was coming through, they never got sick.
Well,
Kids were not getting sick.
general flu disappeared,
Just
right?
because people weren't passing it to each other anymore.
Yeah.
And hands were being washed. Everybody was being sanitary. I joked with the daycare providers. I'm like,
Not everyone, but
shows-
definitely everyone. There was a lot of stepping up. So that was
it showed how unsanitary everybody was in society. You were not washing your hands every time you were touching a door or going in somewhere, and so that really showed that, you know, what people were lacking. And
I was the mask Nazi at work for
Oh, yeah?
over 2 years, and that was tough. And it's not that I had a belief in the safety of this stuff, but I'm the company guy,
but you have to
and I'm
hold up
enforcing the policy.
the policy, yeah.
And
So
being
then
a
when
safety guy, it
So
was
here's a-
rough because we walked out. A lot of people lost their jobs because of how right or
They didn't want it,
wrong
right?
they felt about either
Yeah.
having their rights trampled on or whatever.
So here's a question for you after the fact, knowing that the masks pretty much didn't do their job and the airborne particulars were doing it. How do you think all that was a policy proper back in the day with what they knew, or was it just super precautions? Just everybody follow suit. We'll get through this. But then they were like, no, that's my rights, and I'm not gonna get it.
I mean, I fell both ways on a lot of that stuff and my feelings about it because I had no delusion. I had no delusions from day one about a painter's mask protecting anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're wearing like a filtration.
This is the largest
system.
viral thing to hit us in 100 years or whatever. Okay. Yeah. And yet we're using the equivalent
drywall
of a painter's mask, drywall mask. Hey, I work in warehousing, so having a mask on, my general health was better because less.
Yeah, you're not breathing all the particulates in the. Yeah.
Because I started warehousing working for Chinese and we had to get tested every 3 or 4 months because of how much black crap was going in our noses, right?
Oh wow.
That's why, you know, I know everyone likes to trim their nose hairs, but you know what? They're there for a reason. That's
they're there for a
filter.
reason. Yeah.
You know, that's a natural filter. So
yeah.
If you want to get rid of the unsightly ones, great, but don't go too deep with your little clipper because that's there to save your lungs.
So you're talking to a guy who's in biology background. I did my studies at Waterloo. So like the human body has a lot of things for a reason. And when you say that kind of thing, it's like, this is thousands of years of evolution keeping things right. So when you start messing around with that, you're going to be in trouble. So even now,
I have very long natural eyelashes. I actually have to cut my eyelashes, but I also know, but I also know that keeps crap out of my eyes. Right now, I do have the odd eyelash that'll get in my eyes, and I got to use Q-tip, you know, whatever, wet it, and it gets the eyelash out. But it's like I also know that's actually a filter to protect their eyes because it catches crap and keeps shit from getting in your eyes. You know, so I definitely understand a lot about how our bodies work. So it was rough, you know, being that policy guy and being that dick. And
it's just interesting to see how that.
You know, I was the first one to put it on at work. And I was the first one to take it off as soon as we were allowed.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though,
and my boss that first day when the policy changed in our company, and it was very weird because a lot of the big mouths and people who pushed back on us, it's like, you guys aren't taking your masks off. And actually, the first couple of days was really cool. Actually, the first day was amazing. So me and my boss and 1 or 2 others in front of 80 people. Everyone else had their masks on, even though they knew when they came in that day. We were told ahead of time, you didn't have to. You now had a choice.
It's a policy change.
We were still using the robots that would check our temperature and you had to do the forms, but you could choose to not wear a mask. Everyone wore a mask except me and my boss and maybe 1 or 2 other people. 2 or 3 hours into the shift, now keep in mind, you know, it's warm. You know, this is 3 months ago, whatever it is. And by the first break,
you're sweating, right?
Some of them are taking it off, right? So we're getting to some of them. And then lunch, we're 10-hour shifts. 6 hours into the shift, say another 20% took it off. By the end of the second day, we got about 75% to naturally not wear the mask anymore or only occasionally put it on.
Yeah.
And those who didn't take it off, they're still not taking it off. And that's fine. Personal choice.
You still see it. You go to the store and you see all this outside still. Yeah.
And hey, some people got some actually decent reasons, and that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Them wearing a mask has no effect on me. Actually, it's funny. Did you hear what the government here in Ontario was telling people?
What was it? The 5-day quarantine bit? Yes.
Well, first they basically tossed that. So if you're positive, you don't have to quarantine. Like, what the hell?
You don't quarantine. Yeah. Stay home and relax.
So you got that. Yeah.
What's the other thing?
And he's saying stay at home regardless of whatever you got. Okay, great. Your employer's going to love that every
Yeah,
time you got
that's the
sniffle.
big one. Yeah,
Good luck
the
with your
sick days.
employer.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing was now he's saying, oh, you just, anything you're sick, put a mask on. So now I think it's going to start changing to, oh, the people with the masks are the ones who are uneducated or might actually have some actual real reason. But now we're going to start looking at people thinking, oh, they're actually sick.
Hmm.
And when I heard that news report, I thought, oh, this is
Interesting.
great.
So anybody with a mask on is going to be like, oh, you've got a cough or you've got something going on or you're
Yeah, this is what I took away from that news report. It's like, oh, maybe I got that person might actually be sick. I'm going to stay over here. Instead of me being worried that they're wearing a mask because they're afraid of me or whatever. Now I'm thinking, no, they're sick. I'm staying away from them now.
That's the problem, is that you're not containing squat when you got a mask on. It's just dumb. And then the worst part of talking
with
about
with a mask that does not fit well.
Yeah.
And,
especially with a beard, you're not coming. You're not getting.
Oh, dude, that was
on,
and
right?
for the longest time, I was shaving under the mask.
Yeah. Well, there's jobs.
So it wasn't worth the trouble.
What are the jobs? Is it the coal miner guys that they literally have to be like shaved baby face?
Because they need to have the proper N95 right? and N94 masks. Yeah.
Like those are the industries where those guys are just, they have to do it for their life.
Well, like in Australia, right? So Australia, New Zealand, they force all their paramedics, all their doctors, clean shaven. Most of the pandemic.
They're good. Yeah.
Oh, the memes that come out of this, like you see all the doctors and paramedics who are so upset they were losing their facial hair. It's like, we're gonna get you COVID for this.
It's just amazing though, like they just didn't get it because it was around way before when it really started hitting us. Like, spring of 2020 when it really hit, it was already around the world in the previous summer.
Well, I picked it up 3 months before March when we shut down.
You got it when? March?
Christmas. Christmas to New Year's.
Okay, so hold on. So I also my entire family got sick, all four of us, in the same span. I was sick for 8 weeks with that stupid dry cough with the plugged up lung, because I could feel it. I could feel my left lung, my lobe.
Oh, it damn near killed me. I lost 15 pounds.
Terrible,
pneumonia and flu
symptoms. So that's winter. That's 2019, 2020. Yeah, 2019, 2020. That's
January, February. I'm listening to World Health Organization talk with China.
Vancouver.
Oh no, it's okay. Everything's okay. And then I'm watching Chinese companies buy from my friends who run the warehouses here.
Oh yeah, they were getting
buying back all the masks.
Yeah.
Oh no, everything's okay, folks. Everything's okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, all the supplies are heading back overseas.
Yeah, we're trying to help them. We're helping China to get over their pandemic. Meanwhile, it's already in Europe. It's already everywhere. And people were getting summer.
November, September, October, November. Spain, France, Italy.
They already had
were being devastated by
Italy.
What they didn't know was COVID. Yeah,
all the old people were getting massively sick. So I know in summer vacations, rarely do you get a summer illness, a summer sickness of flu or something. It's just rare because everything's getting burnt out there. And my folks were in Portugal at the time, and they were unusually amount of sick people keeling over, just sick in the summertime. And it's so unusual, especially near the seaside, like anywhere like that. It's unusual. Like we've had runny noses one time or not, because you might get like sand up your nose, and you're it's windy and whatnot, and change of climate. But at the end of the day, it was already floating around. So you gotta imagine that all that BS of China trying to cover up the crap in the fall of 2019. This shit was already flown around, so who knows what was going on. We'll never know the truth. It's just gonna be, we'll never know where it really came from, right? So it's
I mean, there's
the world. It's
coming bits of truth out there, but we'll never know the full story.
But just wait till the glaciers melt, and we'll have some more extra free ones coming out our way. Because there's stuff that's been locked up for 10,000 years that are just like, oh, human populations doesn't know me anymore. Let's get them. Respiratory diseases galore, right? Who knows?
There's my daughter. She finally come home. What, you think I wasn't going to wait up?
That was a good night.
Girl?
That's a good night.
We have to wait for Charmaine.
No, she went to the CNE, right?
Oh, that's not a cheap prospect.
Was it worth it?
Wow. $200 later.
It was. Well, I couldn't go on any of the rides.
and you couldn't go on any of the
Oh.
And
rides.
the rest of it was.
She can't risk
kinda
her
dog shit.
spleen. She's
Oh, really?
recovering from mono.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So yeah, even when you think you're through it, you can't
Yep.
do anything physical because you could really bruise your innards and be in a
Really?
whole other world.
So that
Yeah,
gets you.
your spleen and your liver are at risk when you contract a bad case of mono.
It's for bruising, eh? Wow.
Yeah,
Then what? That
yeah.
leads into internal bleeding.
So on
kind
top
thing?
of being lethargic and tired and all this, you have to protect your organs. So you
Wow.
can't no physical contact. You can't be on rides that could bruise your innards. Yeah,
And how the heck does that still get passed around?
it's funny because you
Right?
know
Like how?
at the beginning of the summer it's like, hey, you got kissing disease because that's what we knew it as a kid.
Sharing drinks and stuff like that, right? Like could be any of that.
Well, there was a big trip where daughter and wifey went to BC with the Girl Scouts. That was a whole thing, and they
you got the
all end up
airplane.
contracting. Yeah, between the
Oh.
aircraft and cohabitating and traveling across the country and whatever, and bouncing around hostels because that's where like there were so
Easy.
many little things like
So you gotta remember one thing too, is not only what you can catch, it's where your body is in the fighting level. Because all that traveling takes a drain on your energy
oh,
levels,
for sure.
right? Your immunity
Stress.
just
You're
drops.
you're
Exactly.
stressed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, your body's
People think
stressed.
stress is just stress. No. Stress is just what you're putting your body through.
Yeah.
Traveling is stressful, right? You're not sleeping right. You're not eating right. You're not drinking enough water. Like all that little stuff just notched down, right? Climate change. BC climate is not like Southern Ontario, right?
They were lucky that the weather was favorable. They only had 1 day of rain on a 10-day
good.
trip. They were fortunate because I thought, I figured, hey, they're just like Seattle and BC. I figured, oh, they're gonna have lots of rain.
No, they've been
did
good
pretty
lately.
good.
It's changed. Well, look at the last winters they've had. They've had more snow than anything. They had more snow
Yeah.
than Southern Ontario. Like that
Well, the
was
last time
really,
they hosted the
right?
Olympics, they barely got through the
They
Winter
barely,
Olympics.
yeah, 2010, yeah.
Yeah, that was
But
a
at least they
shock.
got some. At least they had some.
Yeah, well, they manufactured more than they got.
Of course.
Um,
Oh, that
yeah,
sucks.
we'll host the Olympics, Whistler. Yeah, great. No snow.
If
What
we
the
can get
hell?
some snow. Oh Lord,
Who would have thought that was a possibility?
too funny. Well, Rick, thank you so much for evening, and we'll have to see what you guys are going to build something. Do a build.
Yeah,
Get
I
some
guess I'm
people on.
committed now to doing something. I mean, me Native talked
Sounds
a
like the
few
turtles got
times.
three people for the turtles build. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
good.
because Ryan scored one of these a little while ago, I think, and because he was the guy I think I was going to go in with to get the lot, and because while I wanted
So
the
this
whole
guy
thing,
is he Southern Ontario, the guy that you bought all this stuff off of, or where's he from?
no, actually, this guy's out near like Alberta somewhere, or no,
Okay.
Saskatchewan, Saskatoon.
So was this guy
There
just
you go.
selling like just straight up small stuff, like
He
mega
was clearing.
sets?
No, he was clearing out his collections,
Wow,
all
that's great.
boxed, all new in box.
Is it all gone by now, or is it's all still
So
kind of?
Turtles is all gone now.
Yeah.
This was the
But
last of it. He had 2 waves of it or something, and after 2 months, this is it.
so like I know with the turtle sets, there's 2 really rare sets to get. There's the one with the rock soldiers. Do you have that yet?
No,
No,
and I probably
they're
won't
too
be
small.
chasing anything other than the van, and then maybe the figures.
Because
But
there's 4 figures that are hard to get. Because Leonardo, I think it was Leonardo that was the hardest to get, because he again didn't have a release that was very, ample. So those little 4 figure sets are the ones that are the
well,
hard to
I
get.
have a turtle set that's I think black and white
The
turtles.
Eastman and Laird set, yeah.
So that's coming my way. That's already been basically procured. I'm just waiting for that to arrive.
And then there's a
I made a deal to get
brown
that.
shell set of turtles and the metal set, which is like silver, and they come in those sets. So you had to collect the sets to get those brown shell
Oh yeah.
ones
Okay.
to get, but it's just what it is.
I probably
But
won't be
you're good.
chasing it unless it
Yeah,
falls into my lap. I probably won't be chasing it. But
you
in
got
my
the best
head,
one there.
I wanted this. I've been wanting this for years, and
Yeah.
just because the big sets seem to be something I'm going after. That hovercraft you were talking about earlier, and
That one's
Forward
worth
Onto
getting.
Dawn. Those 2 are still white whales for me.
The hovercraft set, you got to remember what it is. It literally can hold a tank 2 tanks or a mix of all the small COD things. So that Jeep you have, you could probably
Yeah.
put like 8 of those on there, and you
Oh,
can
boy.
chain them down, all that stuff. It's such a great playset. Like that one is an interactive one for sure. It's a bulky bastard, but it's worth
Yeah.
that one's worth it. That one's still, I think people are trying to sell it for 500, but that's because they're delusional with these prices. You'll find a deal somewhere.
Dude, 500. Someone has a sealed one.
Yeah, there's
I'll
one
whip
on
out
Facebook right now.
right
On
now.
fair like in Southern Ontario. I could probably
Really?
find it for you. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think there was like
Jeez, I would
575.
probably pull the trigger on that tonight.
You think
Like
so? Here, let me see if I can find it real
sealed,
quick.
the
Yeah, sealed.
hovercraft,
Yeah,
500.
yeah. Mega.
I would, because I think the last
And
time
you
I
could
was
always.
looking, it was 600 to 900. When every time I was looking for it sealed,
I think it's Hamilton.
and I was convinced
Let's
they
take a
were
look
on
here.
crack.
Well, the Ford Unto Dawn right now on eBay is $1,600 US.
Oh God!
So that one's out of people's price range, right?
You know what? At
Uh,
that point, as soon as I see a Chinese guy do a 1-to-1 copy, I won't even care. I'll
I
close
don't
my
even.
eyes.
I don't. Let me see if I can find it. Call of Duty.
I will cross that line and intentionally buy a 1-to-1 copy. I don't know. I
Let me
won't
see
even
if I can.
pretend I am
Here
Chinese
it is.
sampling.
Yeah, it's
No,
out
I
of
am
Hamilton.
straight up copying and importing a counterfeit at that point. You
Yeah.
found it.
Yeah, I got it right here. So how do I send this to you? Forward and Messenger, Richard. There you are. Okay, there's your listing. So this has been around for a while. I've been watching it, but you could probably haggle that to 5 if you wanted to drop that on there. There you go.
Wow.
So brand new in box, was open to look, but
Marketplace
never.
isn't available to you. You may be seeing this message if you recently joined.
Oh, really?
If Market hasn't launched in your country or if your account doesn't.
Really? You
What?
can't see that? That's kind of weird.
I don't know why. That is very weird.
Here, let me see if I can do another way for you. Share, copy link.
That is so weird.
Where can I drop this? I'm gonna drop it in your Facebook. Your Facebook. Messenger.
You would
Where you
figure,
want it?
you know, since 2010 or whatever, I've been on Facebook doing deals. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Where's your actual stream here? Just Messenger. And here you go. So let me see if this works better. Try that one. No, that's the same link. It's going to be the same.
Yeah, but let's see if it comes out. That is so odd. Well, okay, you know what I'll do? You said it's Marketplace, right? Hovercraft, so.
Yeah, literally just put in hovercraft Call of Duty Legos. I love how they sometimes this is how you hide, not hide, but how you find hidden listings. They'll call Mega Bloks Lego. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like beautiful." That means the Lego guys won't touch it, and then the Mega guys won't won't find it, but they still do. It's out there. Okay, so let's get out of that. Your Facebook is delayed a couple seconds, eh? The stream.
Um,
I just saw
well,
it.
yeah, between 7 and 30 seconds, depending
Is that what it is?
on.
Okay.
Yeah, because StreamYards is handling all the background stuff.
It's got a really good presentation. Like you find that's the easiest one to use for doing it all?
It is easy, and it was just at the time I was having some issues with YouTube and with OBS. And while OBS at the time I was 1080p on everything,
Yeah.
StreamYards was 720, but it just handled bringing guests in easier. I said, you know what, I could do it with OBS, but I had to use these plugins. But StreamYards made it so easy. Anyone could just connect with either a web browser or a cell phone. It's like, forget it. I'll dumb down the visuals to have people on. It was just a better experience. That is weird. Marketplace.
I can't
It
see
says
it.
even here, you may be seeing this message if you recently joined. If Marketplace hasn't launched in your country or if your account doesn't meet, I need to figure out what's going on.
Your settings, maybe, or like where you're at.
There's got to be something really weird because I have purchased many times from Marketplace.
Do this then. Go in your marketplace and do Call of Duty Lego and see what pops up.
Well, no,
Should be
right
like,
now when I go in the marketplace, I'm seeing more or less the same bad message.
oh
So
really?
now I'm going through whatever their review bullshit is.
Weird.
Oh, okay. Let's try something. Okay, that's with my secondary account. Let's switch it to the other account. Let's switch it to Richard Martin.
Oh, you might have been on a different one.
And marketplace shows up. So under Albrecht's account, I don't see it. So now that I'm logged in, I'm going to click on your link again.
Yeah, try.
View product, and there it is.
Okay. So there's an
My
option.
God, what a pain in the ass that is.
So it's only because you're doing it through your Allbricks account,
Yeah.
right? Because that's still tied to your
I
Richard
bounce
Martin.
around through both. Yeah. I mean, I start with Richard Martin, but then when I decide to brand, it's like, okay.
Yeah, you know what? I would totally try and haggle with this person because they've been sitting on this forever. And it's only just out of like between Hamilton and Stony Creek, the location from what it can see here. Hamilton. So it's
I
not
mean,
that
the
far.
box has definitely got shelfware, but
Yeah, so that's been bounced around a closet for sure. Right? The way it's just kind of got that edges all dinged up. But when you build this thing, you'll never want to touch the box again. I'll tell you that right now.
But if I could see good shots of the seals, like if it looks like
So
it
it says it says here brand new in box, opened to look, but never been
Oh.
taken out of box. So the good thing with this is that there's 2 inner sleeve boxes that
Yeah.
are full of their bags. So if it hasn't been opened, you're good. But if you want a sealed one, then you have to go another route. Because there'll be one or two seals.
So you're saying the 2 boxes inside are sealed, or
Probably, yeah. That would be something you could talk to them about, right? So I can tell you exactly what to look for. There'll be 2 inner boxes that are sealed. They will not be like they're glued shut. I have an open one here that I got a used set. Those inner boxes will be sealed. And then the monster instruction booklet sits literally under the front cover in between 2 tabs. And so you'll know right away if they take more pictures for you, you'll see the instruction manual will be on top and then the 2 boxes will be inside. So I wonder if they opened those inner boxes. But it sounds like they just didn't. You know what happens? Moms buy these for their kids. The kids aren't interested because it's such a huge deal to build them, as you already know with the other sets. And they literally just they look at it and go, I don't have the patience for this.
this
And
is a
take
bit
off.
much. This is pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, they give up. So it's always good for doing stuff later on, for grabbing good deals after the fact. So that's how I was able to get a mammoth and a scarab from that scenario. Well, scarab was already
probably the
pre-dealt.
best deal I've seen in a long time to get this set.
Yeah, the Ford Unto Dawn, I never thought I was going to get it, but wow. I'm so happy I shelled out a couple bucks for that. Because ultimately, with the prices that those 3 are going for right now, alone is like, 4 digits plus, right? Like, it's crazy. I think just the Ford Unto Dawn is just such a rare one, and it's like their holy grail for Halo. And just the signature sets in general, right? Like, you got an Infinity there, right? Did you ever get the Covenant one? The purple ship?
No.
So that's a Halo.
I don't have the elephant in my collection.
The elephant is a regular one. The mammoth is the big boy, the sand colored one. The elephant is just a regular set, but it's big enough to be considered a 6 set because it's a good little play set too. And they're going to come out with a new one next year anyway, probably a sand colored one. So we'll see how that rolls. So that'll look pretty neat too because that'll look like a military vehicle. Yeah, so there's nothing else. That's the only thing. That's the only option right now if you wanted a Canadian-based cheaper version of that set. But that might, like I said, if it's open and it's like, hey, opened, you work your magic haggling skills, that could be an easy one to get.
Yeah.
For a little bit cheaper. Like I would try and get that for 4 and change, right? And especially if you were already out in that direction, you could always check it out. And that one, with some research, you can easily see how many bags you're supposed to have too, if it's even open.
You think so?
Yeah, there's people who like post the open sets with like unused bags, then you could easily count up what that is. I wish I had mine handy, but that's in storage too. So I've got two sealed in their shipping boxes like that when I got them from the TRU in Buffalo. And those were like the way they used to ship them was made to order. You would order it at Toys R Us, and they would ship it directly from the mega warehouse to the store, and you would pick it up. And
Really?
nowadays,
Okay.
I find the supply chain is just garbage. Now it's just like, oh, we have to order stock. If we don't have it, then we have to wait for the next stock order, and you're gonna get what we get. So, oh no, they had a way better system back in the day. That's for sure. It's like need something, take it from the warehouse. Done.
Okay, I've started the process. I've
You've inquired.
messaged them. Yeah, I'm
It
starting the
is it
inquiry
is such
process
it is such a great set. The fact that like the little doors open, there's a
because
place
I
for the
could
armory.
absolutely go tomorrow and pick it up.
Yeah, that's right. You have the weekend going.
I got the weekend. Other than laundry tomorrow, we got nothing to do until the
And
live stream Monday.
Hamilton's still decent to do something in around Burlington. You could hit the lakeshore up, grab a bite at a coffee shop, restaurant, whatever, Oakville.
Oh,
Like,
hey,
there's lots to do, right?
hey, I go out that far. I could head out, your way or Brad's. Camp
Yeah.
31 out there.
What were
My
you?
wife,
Yeah.
yeah, my wife still hasn't been there, and that's a great place if you like barbecue anything.
Oh,
If you
really?
like meat,
Where's
Camp
that? Where?
31,
Camp
Brant,
31
Paris,
in Brant.
Ontario.
Hmm, cool.
Yeah, Camp 31.
Yeah, because
These guys
Paris
win a
is
lot of awards, at Rib Fests and stuff. These guys are,
that'd be interesting. You know what? If you do that kind of thing, let me know. Because that's a quick zip down there. Like for me, it's 25 minutes to zip down their
yeah,
back road. There's
it's.
nothing. And that's always fun to check out because I know Paris now in September is going to have their little fall festivals on the weekends.
I think they
Fridays.
just did it. I
Oh,
think they
they're
just
having
had
more.
their.
There's
Oh,
there's a whole
more?
bunch of them. Yeah, they're happening all the
Because
time.
he was just showing the fair that they just had out there, and it
They had
looked like it was a
so
lot of
that's
fun.
that's kind of like your what do they call it? The
Farmers
little
Festival, or
like the Ferris wheel, all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
The carnies, that kind of thing. But they have all these little unique nights that are like either music or like food trucks or little food festival nights. It's all coming. It shows up on Facebook Canadian events. But Paris seems to always have a little something going on, which is kind of cool. And
yeah.
it'd be
Well,
fun to see what the
if
latest
I
look
could
like.
find enough nickels to put together, I'll retire there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I know somebody who just bought a house there. They're going to renovate, and it's just such a cute little town, right? It's got the waterfront there by the river. I think it's the Grand, right? And then you're close to everything. You're half an hour anywhere, in any direction, right?
Yeah.
403 is to the south, 401 to the north. Everything big around there. It's not bad at all. But yeah, if you guys do end up going down that way for Saturday evening, let me know. That'd be something interesting.
Yeah,
But where were
absolutely.
what were you supposed to go there for something you had mentioned?
Well, I was working out a couple of deals. Nothing has panned out enough.
To make it worthwhile.
And then usually, like if I don't have something with, say, Brad in that area, and I have enough going on with other people, then I'll see what Brad's got, because it's not a cheap trip gas wise anymore. So it's
no, because where are you
I
at?
maximize it. Yeah, I mean,
How far up are you?
Well, I'm near Yorkdale in Toronto.
Yorkdale. Okay, yeah. So you're way on the other side there.
Yeah, so when I head out to Brad's, that's that's a
It's a
fair
trip.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I'm not telling tales out of school when I say like that could be a 300K round trip.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so I need to have a reason. It's got to pay off, and usually I'll hit 2, 3, 4 guys, or have other things I want to do. Like it's got to be something.
You're talking
I've
my
never
language.
made a trip just out to see Brad. It's just never happened.
Yeah. No, you gotta hit more than two birds with one stone on a trip to make it worthwhile. I'm like that too. It may take a little longer to get it done, but it's
Like I've
worthwhile.
missed some sales and stuff because I don't have enough other things going on.
From what? From Brad stuff or?
Yeah, like I've
Just
missed one
everywhere.
or two of his things over the years just because I don't have anything else going on. But then
Yeah.
other times, like great, I can go to Jonathan's place, hit him up, hit Diane, the Lego Brick Queen in Hamilton. There's all these other things I can usually stack up to make it
Yeah.
a whole. It turns into a whole day thing, and that's great. I love it because I like driving. I love the experience, and getting out of the GTA is always nice. And
Oh yeah,
I
for
mean, your
sure.
neck of the woods is just beautiful country.
Oh,
Everything that
everything.
way is
Yeah.
just amazing.
There's like you got like I don't think you've ever been to Laura, the Laura Gorge and up in that little town. You'd love it. It's just such a little, it's north of Guelph. Like you kind of
Yeah,
cut across the top end, but to get there, it's not that hard.
we used to go out to the Saturday food markets out your way.
Oh, St. Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
still popular.
Actually, in one of
They
the
still got the
buildings, they used
fritters.
to have a Lego thing
Yeah,
upstairs.
still there. Still
Still
there.
there.
So on
Yeah.
the outside of the market, there's a strip mall, which is like it's still there. The big Lego shop for kids and play area and stuff like that. There's two sides actually. There's two rooms to it. So I've still seen their sign there. So it'd be interesting
Wow.
to see. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been out there because I'm sure the pandemic took a hit to a lot of these places, right?
You would
Like
think.
how did these businesses pay rent when they were closed, right? I can only
Yeah.
imagine. There was no I don't think the government really gave relief to renters back in that time period, right?
Probably not.
So it's a lot of things suffered, but a lot of things will recover as well, because even that Walmart that's up in that location, they're just not that great at stocking anything substantial.
Oh no.
I don't get Walmart's planogram for the toy section is such a weird mix of, I'm like, whoever the purchaser is and thinks that this is gonna be the next hot toy, I'm like, I don't know who these guys are. It's kind of odd because like you could easily do online ordering and just have way more selection, and then just pick up in store like they do with all the other stuff.
Yeah. You know, well, just like a lot of other businesses like LCBO, Walmart has A, B, and C locations,
Yeah,
and depending on where you fall, you might
whichever
get
one gets more
you might
stuff,
get
right?
C allocations as opposed to A allocations, and
I've heard
so
that
it's
with
like,
the
well,
Winners stores, the Winners and Marshalls and all that. They have the flagships, and then they have the cheapy ones, and then
yeah. And
the
if you
relegated.
if you're down on that scale, yeah, you're the last one in line to get some good stuff.
It's funny is that Woodstock was in my travels most of the time, and they're like a $94 million store or something like that, or I'm sure it's more now because they grabbed that rural area in such a
Mhm.
large swath. They're the only ones in within like a 45-minute drive, so they were always getting the new stuff earlier than most places. But
Mhm.
now I just don't see the stocks really flowing, especially Mega. Mega is always empty,
See,
always.
I think so
So
many
weird.
people moved to the ease of online ordering, whether it
Must
was
be.
Walmart and Amazon or just everyone. I mean, I routinely, I don't know if it's the internet or what or COVID, but it's like every day I'm buying something online that I don't even have to buy online, but I got free shipping. I'll
Yeah,
go to post office and pick it up. I'll go to the Walmart
yeah,
store, even though I could walk into the Walmart store and buy the
yeah.
same item. I'll
Just get
order
it
it
the ease of doing it, right? Yeah.
and I'll pick it up. And it's like I kind of get a kick too because I wear my Walmart gear, so I end up talking to the employees. Hey, I'm on the same team, and we talk,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they bitch about their boss.
Yeah, yeah,
But and I understand what they're going through, but yeah, it's just funny where we all went with stuff that. Yeah, I order the most ridiculous things sometimes, and then yeah, it's nothing for me to choose like Amazon or Walmart as problem solvers. One of my fancy lights took a shit and died on me, and then I was working on it the other day, and I took it apart, and I thought about soldering it, and this is how lazy I was. Like it fell apart on me 3 times. It's like, yeah,
yeah.
I
The
could
quality.
absolutely solder it, and it's like, you know what? I pitched it, and I just decided I wanted to order a different style light anyway. So I ordered one that'll be, of course, better, but these ones were nice because they were very thin, low level, under the counter lights.
Well, yeah,
The
your
new ones
setup
I'm
now has a
getting,
roof, right? You have a roof there now too.
yeah,
You got a
I call
cubby,
I call it the loft.
the loft. Yeah,
If I stand straight up,
you got stock up there on top of you, don't
I
you?
have, yeah.
Oh man, hopefully one day that doesn't collapse on you and your wife finds you trapped in
Oh,
a in an avalanche.
there we go. So
Oh,
if
there
I
you
do
go. Yeah,
this, and which one can I do? If I do, so now, I mean, there's the Billy bookcases, right? And I would have
that's
put
cool. Yeah.
stuff on top of the Billy bookcases, but then I built the loft.
Oh, you got the ice truck. Cool. Yeah, nice. You
Where?
found it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah,
ice
yeah.
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those toy show fair things, but it's like
Yeah, it worked good. The LEDs worked really good. Yeah, because you're not getting much glare off of those lights, right?
No, not
Yeah.
really. They're not. Trust me, they're not my problem. It's big beasties like
Yeah, those guys. Look at that.
6,500 times 3, and then those are 6,500 times whatever, and then those
Well,
are
you know what?
6,500 times whatever.
Are they like you could put a diffuser in front of those just to get rid
Oh,
of any,
absolutely, but
right?
then
That's
it's
nothing.
something that's going to take up even more
More space, yeah.
space.
Oh man, it's nice to see that Technodrome again. That is such a good. There's a used one in Brampton right now. I think it's complete for $200 built,
You're right.
and I'm just like, you probably got a good deal on that one shipped.
Yeah, I was very happy. I mean,
Yeah, anything
in
under
every way,
3.
I was happy.
Yeah, there's your Batwing that you were talking about, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
So you
collected some
can't
dust.
mount this sucker somewhere, make
I
it
can.
action
I
type.
can hang it on something. I could put it on a wall if I'm real careful. Maybe use some wall plugs or something. But it's like,
Oh, before I forget, you were talking about how all these different bricks are. Have you done anything with the Sembo brand?
yes,
You have some
yep,
of that? The
yeah.
Wandering Earth?
No, Wandering.
No?
So I thought about getting the
Oh,
big trucks for Wandering Earth because I've watched the show.
my friend got it. It
Um,
is amazing, that truck, that
oh,
big
is it
truck.
good? The
He
biggest
loves
one?
it. The biggest one. He got the biggest one.
Okay,
It's still, I think it's under $200 still. You can get it out of the US. But I'm like,
dude. Screw that. Screw that. $100 China
I know.
with
I want to.
with the box and manual
Can
even.
you find it for that price?
Probably I still could.
I put
I
that
know.
challenge to you.
It
Put
was
that
always
challenge to you. Biggest truck. It's the semi. It's obviously the one with the big ass trailer.
yeah.
See if you can find it for that price, because I would
I
love to
grabbed
see it.
Sembo or Sluben. I'm not sure which now that I think about it. I picked up
Steuben's the other one. Yeah,
yeah.
the Walmart
Um,
brand, the Ghost brand.
I picked up from
You
them
got tanks or
the.
something, right?
I do have tanks from them, but I picked
Yeah.
up some mechs from Jaegers. They're Jaegers from some TV show movie.
Oh, okay. The
Um,
Pacific Rim stuff, or
Pacific Rim.
yeah,
Yes, yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be interesting.
Licensed brand stuff. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
So that was stuff I've never seen locally here. That's just all probably AliExpress or whatever, right?
yeah. Some of it.
It looks good. The whole setup looks amazing.
Yeah, considering it's all in 79 by 79 inches for the
Yeah.
backlog, it's done
So
okay.
what space does this take up of your home? Is it just a corner or like
Literally,
a
yeah. One corner of a living room.
one corner, and everything's nicely tucked in there, or storage?
The backlog
Yeah.
over there is display cabinets for built stuff, and then
Cool.
standard living room, 65-inch TV, kitchen on the other. That's the thing, kitchen on the other side of the big wall here now. But literally, if I build a wall and a door, like this would be a self-contained room now. It's the running joke. Like I built a room in a room,
Yeah.
which it was just
But
baby steps because before it was, the desk against the wall with all kinds of crap on the
yeah, I
desk.
remember. I remember seeing it all from and then
And
your
then it
first
was
move, right?
2 bookcases, and then 2 bookcases became 4,
Yeah, yeah. No,
and
I've seen the
then
progression.
I
It's been
built the
great.
hutch, and then the loft was just literally my wife pushing back against me when I said I wanted to add 2 more bookcases. I wanted to put it behind the couch, move the couch out 10 inches, not a big deal. She said no. I said okay. So I go to Home Depot. I come home with the 72-inch boards. I don't know what they are. They're like 10 inches wide or something. And I grabbed 2 or 3 the first day and went, you know
It
what?
worked
That
out.
works pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I went and grabbed a couple more, and then I put it up there. And then the space I left up there is very intentional. Like if I stand straight up and use the step stool, I can get up there and get at everything.
Hmm.
Or I can go around the outside to the kitchen or to the living room side of this and access everything. So everything is no more than 1 box deep. So nothing is terribly buried.
Yeah, it's just right there. Everything's on
Yeah.
its little spot. Yeah, yeah.
And so like if I wanted to, grab, a UCS set behind some of the stuff, I pull out 1 box and I can get at it. So it's not too bad, but I can add 2 more of these planks and cover it up completely if I wanted to not easily access stuff. But right now I can access anything in any direction within 1 box,
Just grabbing
pulling
it.
one
Yeah.
out. And
Well,
then I
those
could
are
grab
those signature sets you got there are just that 1 box deep, right? The foot deep.
up here. No,
Range,
there's
yeah.
something else behind
Some
each
more?
of these.
Oh,
Something
okay.
behind Grayskull, something behind the Halo. Yeah, everything in I call this display mode, which is probably
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to change.
You got the Atari set there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Everything
good.
here has something behind it of the same size box usually.
Yeah, rotate those around. That'd be awesome to see just something different every time.
I was always flipping these around, but the Landspeeder and the Atari are the two new additions here.
Mhm. I still can't believe that
And-
Atari made it. They made a set out of the Atari and the SNES.
And I took a look at it on display in
funny.
the store.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Looks
close
good.
to it's close
Yeah.
to full size. Like
It's so funny.
I don't know how close the Nintendo one is to being full size. Clearly, the TV
That's
part
a little
isn't.
smaller, yeah.
But the
But the
Atari,
Atari-
looks like it's close.
Is the cartridge bricks? The cartridge.
It is bricks. I worry about the stickers.
I wonder
But I
if
think
that
the
would
stickers
be.
are segmented into 3 stickers to make the full sticker.
So does Lego set?
But the cartridge is close to the full size cartridge too.
So
Like
do they-
it's-
So do they give you a sticker sheet to apply to the parts
Oh, I'm pretty
once
sure
it's
they do.
built? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they do.
that would be amazing if that was
I don't think
pre-printed.
these are all printed parts. I'm pretty sure these are stickers.
Yeah, because Lego still does the sticker sheet thing, right?
They do a
Yeah.
lot of stickers. They'll
Yeah.
do some printed stuff, but it's few and far between. And I mean, on some stuff, like thank God they'll do a print, like on these rounded dishes that I did on a helmet recently. Thank God it was printed, because that would look like ass if I had to do a sticker on a rounded radar.
You'd never
dish.
be able to get it centered right.
It would never
Yeah.
look right. Never. So
Too
thank
funny.
God they printed that. But then they put stickers on other stuff. So
I'm just
And something-
perusing.
it's something Lego can't get right. They can't seem to print white onto a dark color. They haven't figured out they either need to put more layers of white or have a base primer coat or something.
White doesn't show up thick. Like it doesn't show up thick.
No,
Like solid.
no.
Oh,
It's always an off white, because like the red, like on the helmet, the red's coming through. I can't reach
Gotcha.
it right now. Well,
I'm
let's get out of
perusing.
here, dude.
Yeah, me too. I was
Someone-
just, I
Someone's
I
got to
just-
get up.
So tomorrow's a new day. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll keep in touch on that because I think there's one thing on the website here. I'm just looking at Walmart.ca. Some of these prices are weird. I don't know where these are coming from. This must be third-party sellers.
Yeah,
Like
You
that
can limit
Infinity, that USNC Infinity is $1,300. Like, where is this coming from? The Tesla's 400 on Walmart.ca.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, we don't need that one. Yeah, so funny. Yeah, this is
Well, I
third
won't buy
party.
any more of them unless they're discounted.
Yeah. That if they go like full on clearance pricing, that'd be nice to see. But again, those SIG sets were only ordered when you did pre-orders. That I don't think Walmart ever carried the stock for any of these at all. I always
See,
think
it's
that they
funny.
did-
Big Lego sets I see
Yeah.
in my warehouse.
Yeah.
I don't ever see the big mega sets in my warehouse,
Yeah, they don't. They come directly from Mega.
and I have big stuff. So
Because
it's
I
like-
get them. I get the shipping label from the other ones that I bought. I forget which one was the last one I bought from them. It came from direct from Mega to me
really okay.
via so what is that, drop shipping via Walmart? Like it's kind of interesting. But I got my eye on here. If you get a chance, if you're on Tuesday, you're gonna do any online purchases. That Targaryen Viking ship,
the Viking
the
shit.
Game of Thrones one, it's down to 69. But if that was 20% off, that might be a decent price for that set. It's the only set that you could get the soldiers, the Unsullied.
I have every set so far,
Yeah,
so
for
I'm not
the-
hunting it, and I don't know if I necessarily want more personally.
I might throw you some money if you want to grab it for me. I'm just trying to find where the hell the listing went for it. Where did it go? Because it's the only one worth getting that you can customize and use those soldiers in bulk. Like I have an idea for it that I'm trying to do, but yeah, I'll have to find it again. But I know it's on the.
Let's
on the
chat
website.
tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night. All right, man.
All right, have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you.
Peace.
See ya.